And I'm live. Okay. June 14th, 2020. Right at the beginning of the summer of COVID. Because there isn't much going on out there. So let's put up a link to join for all you people who'd like to. And in the meantime, I'm going to look up some stuff for Father's Day. Because Father's Day is coming up. So this flyer should have some great ideas for Father's Day giving. So like already I can see over here. So it looks like a lovely lawnmower for $229. Now what father wouldn't like that? I know, yes. What else we got? Oh, barbecue. For all you summery people, summer's just getting started, wouldn't you like to have a nice barbecue in your backyard? By golly, we got one. Wouldn't you save $120? What is it? $350 for you if you come to Canadian Tire. Now, I don't know whether you guys have Canadian Tire in America or not. I don't think so, but Canadian Tire has all sorts of stuff, you know, like automotive and housewares and camping and sports. Good stuff, yes. Look at this. Look at all the stuff you could get. Everything that Dad's been wanting. The prices are just wonderful too. They sell gas and everything. Tools, paint, home improvement. RecordKrate says we have American Tire? Really? I never heard of it. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Canadian Tire, but look at this. Pots and pans, slow cookers there, coffee stuff. We've got everything at Canadian Tire. See if we can get that on there. Hey, see that? Superstore. Okay, so what's going on with you people out there? Hey, what's up, RecordKrate? Use the link if you want to come on. Supposedly 3 other people out there, so get the party started. We'll see what goes on. See if we can cause some fun to begin. I know you're probably saying, that donkey's a little late. I said, yeah, it's a nice day outside. It's like sunny and 71. Ooh, that's time to get outside and do stuff, you know. So it's going to be like 90 later in the week. So if it's 70 right now, go out and get some fresh air and bum around a bit. Hello, Vertical Man. How are you today? What's it like in England that we're missing? Well, actually, if it's 70 here, down in North Carolina, it's probably beastly hot. So I'm sure Mr. Crate would let us know how it is down there and how business is going. He just being in here a little bit already, I'm starting to get a little stuffed up. I'm better off outside. Ooh. No, not 71 Celsius, 71 Fahrenheit. I don't do that Celsius stuff. I can't figure it out. But it's very humid back in the Britain, I guess. England, merry old. Yeah. It's a lovely 81. Oh, well, that's not too bad. Like up here, it's like 71, hotter than a flaming pie. That's what the talk is about now. And Paul McCartney's flaming pie. Yes, he's got his his machine that he, undo a button. What do you call it? He's getting everybody prepared to pay $600 for his flaming pie set. He's already got 2 videos of Young Boy out that just came out 2 days ago, 2 different ones. So you'll have to watch them twice, and once you do, he reaps the benefits. Way to go, Paul. Perfect. 520 pounds? That's way too much. Way too much. There are people out there who can't pay their rent. They're getting their food from the food bank, and he wants us to pay all that money for a record that we'll listen to it once and maybe look at the book once and put it on the shelf when we could have been eating and sustaining. That's right. Up, up, up. Come on, RecordKrate. You get it. Here it comes. Here it comes. Pow! There he is. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Hello. Testing.
Hi.
Uh-oh, we got a bit of a delay here. We got a delay.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, Beetle Brad says it's flaming cash. Good call. Here, I'll have to put that up. There, Brad, join the flaming pie party. So, how many pre-orders for flaming pie have you put in?
Well, I've gotten 2 so far.
2.
And I probably won't bring many in just because of I'm a record store. And
well, you're not going to stock it?
I can't. I just don't have the capital for that anymore.
Well,
so I'm just ordering as people request.
But I mean, isn't this what we're all kind of griping about now? That what a time to put this out. Everything else is getting delayed to next year, basically, because the world is in bad shape right now. We don't need to be spending $600 on a record, so.
Will you be getting one, Doc? What, can I pre-order one for you, sir?
Not me. No, thank you. I'm satisfied with what I've got.
Well, I look forward to seeing it on somebody's channel.
Yeah, somebody will get it. Okay, so like Beetle Brad and FitToBe TieDyed are out there yet, so come on on. Well, we got some spots open. Yeah, but did you hear me saying that Paul's already got 2 new videos out to get you all flaming pied up?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. So flame away.
So
yeah, flame away.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on my website. You can pre-order if you like, but I've had 2 people pre-order.
It's too much money. Isn't that right, Paul? or is Paul doing that at Paul?
Peanut butter and banana sandwiches. You can't beat them. They're awesome.
It killed Elvis.
Yeah. He ate too many, though.
I will perform a sleight of hand card trick.
Pretty quiet here. You been on long, Doc? Or?
No. 9 minutes. And Joe just made it.
All right, Joe. I know.
It's the flaming pie discussion.
Yeah.
Oh, COVID.
It's a COVID discussion too. So yes, we're just saying it's a bad time for Paul McCartney to be coming out with a $600 set. But
yeah, I think that's what's bothering people the most. Certainly bothers me. I'm not going to buy it at any time, but I know people.
You're not going to buy it yet.
I'm not going to buy that big
Never
thing.
ever.
I'm just getting the
Joe's shaking his head like never ever. RecordKrate, never, ever.
Ever. Never, ever, ever.
Ooh,
Never.
wow.
Never.
No, it's too much. It's too much. And right now, I just thought, really, my thing is in bad taste. Like right now is not the time to be kind of capitalizing on this stuff. I don't know. That's just my feeling.
It's not even really capitalizing on it, because how can you capitalize on poor people? We're all in dire straits here.
Look, nobody has to buy it. I'm not buying it. $600 to me is outrageous. I know somebody, at least Beetle Vinyl 85, Marv said he's getting it, but people can, spend their money or not spend it, obviously. And it was already announced and due, I think, before the COVID-19, it was going to come out in July. So.
Well, yeah, but everything else is all delayed till next year. Like 2020.
Nice to have something that's not, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm glad to have one thing that's not delayed anyway. So it's only a box.
Yeah, but
I'm really happy for everybody.
Paul McCartney needs that money, so he must be in dire straits himself.
Dad's cookies, Doc. Greatest cookies, right?
I've never bought them. I buy Vortmans.
Dad's cookies?
No, I buy Vortmans.
You guys have those in the States, Dad's cookies?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Don't know what D-A-D?
DADS, yeah, they're big yellow box.
I don't think so. I don't think I'm familiar with those.
I kind of thought they were I thought they may be a Canadian thing. I don't know. They're good though. I mean, for store bought.
Well, mail us some. We can let you know how we like them.
Robert Peel takes some cookies there.
Oh, there's Robert. Hey, Robert.
He'll take
Robert
cookies.
P.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard, Joe, that there's 2 new videos for Youngboy out right now.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't watched them only because I think I've seen them already. I mean,
I think they do, because they have a upload date of 2 days ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, maybe I'm thinking of in the World Tonight video where he's like doing it, Youngboy in the studio. Maybe I'm thinking of. Because I think I've seen something with that before.
Well, either that or it's a re-upload. Because the one does show him in the studio, and the other one shows him kind of walking along an ocean front, I guess, and people are surfing.
I should watch them if they're on there.
Yeah.
I know they're on there because my fellow co-hosts on Talk talked about it, so I really should check it out. But I thought I'd seen them. But hey, you know what? Nothing else to do right now, so.
Yeah, well, I watched both of them, and they're both on the Paul McCartney channel. So of course, everybody who watches, he gets the money for it, because I'm sure the money goes to him, right? Every viewing, so that's more money for him.
No.
Hey, I just discovered the live comments thing.
Oh, magic.
Yeah. Well, before I was just going back to YouTube to see people's comments. Shows you.
Oh no, just.
Yeah, I just discovered that.
Well,
I was on private chat, nothing was happening. I think, okay, that's not working, but it was private chat, so that's why.
I know Brad's out there. I don't know.
Yeah, I see him here.
Yeah, Brad. Hello, Brad. Hello, Robert P.
Brad out there. Come on.
Hey, Brad, come on down. Come on down.
Hello, Jill's out there.
Jill's out there, yeah.
So, Doc, are you gonna? The rumor is you're gonna be buying 2 copies of that collector's edition. Is that true?
No.
The $600 one.
No. and that's 600 US. What is it?
I was just gonna say, Canadian. How much is that in Canada then?
$850.
Yeah,
oh,
right.
Come on.
Well, that's what it is. That's what Music Vaults was asking.
That's nuts.
Oh, it's a mortgage payment.
It's a ridiculous price.
Well, it is. It's a mortgage payment.
And did you see Matthew Street's video? I mean, he did a really good job of detailing everything that's on these sets, and you're really not paying for that money for anybody buying it for anything really exceptional, really even.
Brad says he's got his hair in curlers.
Brad has his hair in curlers. He can't come on.
I was going to ask him which hair.
But yeah, it's a ridiculous price. It's like with the world being in as dire straits as it is, to buy a record for $600 is way overpriced. So we got mouths to feed, rents to pay, and
Well, I did a video yesterday on it. Most people kind of agree, but you know, people are also I'm not keen on this, but they're really slagging on Paul too. And I don't know if that's fair, but you know, the guy's a lightning rod, right? You can't do anything without everybody kind of going at him, which is kind of a downer. But they're kind of slagging on him, and I'm not sure how much of this is in his control or not.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, because some people were telling me, well, you know, the Universal Music or the record company are the ones that pick the prices, or and I think maybe I'm wrong, but I thought Paul could always intervene, even if he doesn't set the price. Couldn't he say, well, look, you know,
Well, here's the
can we
thing,
do a little better?
like his name is on it, whether he has any say or not. So he does have some culpability in it for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, here's the thing: like they put out, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I think that ridiculous suitcase thing. People bought that, and so they say, well, let's see how much further we can push the envelope. You know?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's consumer driven, right? That's the bottom line.
Sure.
And if people buy it, they're going to keep doing it, and that's really what it comes down to.
Does anybody recall how many suitcases were made?
I don't know, but I thought that I'd heard that they sold out. I could be wrong, but what is in the back of my head? I think I heard that
2,000 or 3,000. It wasn't that many.
And they were numbered, weren't they?
Probably.
Yeah, same as the one that's coming out next month.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's certainly, you know, consumer driven, and I just think it's, like I said, like in my video, I made the point that how many people can you feed for that kind of money? You know, like I'm kind of with you, Doc. Like it's not that it's an evil bad thing, but it's just in this current time period, it's a little distasteful, I think, to be doing it. I mean, they delayed Let It Be, and so, you know,
Little Richard's a lot less money.
yeah.
Well, I believe the delay of the Get Back film is, you know, just because of the theater situation, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And COVID, but not, you know, because it's just you know, it's not like ordering something. But yeah, well, when you get into the money issue, sure, you know, but that almost makes it sound, I'm wondering, as if like some people might feel, well, if it wasn't for this present situation with the COVID, then maybe they'd buy it. Well, I know even if I was doing really well financially, I wouldn't spend, you know, $600 on this. I mean, I did, you know, it's a man. Everybody's different, but it's crazy to me.
The kind of feedback I was getting is that it's just the optics of it, you know, and people are slagging on Paul because of it, and so he's, you know, it's not helping his reputation. Even, you know, again, even if he has no control over it.
Yeah.
It's not helping him, you know, so I don't know. It is what it is.
If it was last year at this time, I would have purchased one of the big ones just for an investment, but I can't do it this time, even at my cost.
Well, a lot of people were saying if he would have individually hand-signed every one of them,
Really?
and even then, maybe for 500, maybe 600, I don't know.
Plenty of time. What else is there to do? You can just sit there and sign it. That would make them worth $600.
If he just signed it, it would have been $8,000 a copy.
Yeah, and personalize it too for $600 if you want it personalized. Most people wouldn't. Yeah, come and deliver it, you know.
But my record stores still aren't open. So like.
Yeah,
that's strange. You know, I found out mine was open the whole time. I stayed away for 2 months because I figured they were closed, but they were actually open the whole time. So I don't know.
I'm still waiting for the barber shop to open.
You and me both.
Yeah, I want a haircut more than I want flaming pie.
Yeah, I have. Well, there's a barber. The one I always go to is open now. I saw a sign saying as I was driving by, you have to wear a mask, and I'm wondering how you cut the hair and by the ears and everything with the string from the mask.
Well, it's better to do it that way than to go around looking like I don't know.
Oh, you're not looking bad. Your hair's looking pretty decent.
It's terrible on the back. I can't do the back because I can't see back there.
Can't do a darn thing with my hair.
I did the front a couple times, but the back is just driving me crazy. I know it's back there.
Well, first world problems, huh?
Yeah. Well, although my mother earlier this week says, "I'll get the scissors. I'll cut it for you," and I'm going like, Mom, you're half blind. I don't think so. Thanks, but no thanks. So.
Yeah, I see Brad wrote. Brad, he said the sad thing about collectability is, right, it says when you open it, it's crazy if you don't, so you can't win either way. But if I did get that, I would open that. I mean, but
well,
I wouldn't get it though.
You wouldn't be tempted to get two and leave one sealed?
No, no way.
That's a car payment.
Oh, gee.
In fact, poor Joe, his engine light is on.
Oh yeah.
Since before the pandemic. But I've had a problem with that before, and usually it's an oxygen sensor or something like that.
Yeah, I was going to say I had that. There's usually some kind of sensor. I had like an exhaust manifold pressure sensor go or something, and it's nothing.
Not like the car is running badly or anything.
You gotta watch though, Joe, because like if it stays on long enough, the thing will just quit. Like mine, it was on, and then all of a sudden, my wife was coming home from work one night, and the car stopped, and she could not get it going again.
Oh, hearing that.
Yeah, kind of left her high and dry. So
Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to bring it in because of the coronavirus, the stations were closed. But now, there's one open that I can go to, the usual one I go to, and I'm just waiting for the time now because I'm working and stuff. So anyway, I'll probably bring it in there before the month is out.
Robert P. Yeah. So for all you guys, what's going on?
What are we going to get?
What am I going to get?
Hey, that's true. Maybe that's what Paul's thinking with the stimulus check. You could just half of it. You could pay for it.
Well, I'm gonna get the 3 record set. I think I'm gonna be satisfied with that. I might do the CD, the double CD.
I ordered the what is it? The names of these things, the deluxe set.
Oh yeah, option. What's behind curtain 3?
How many options do you get? A lot of
well,
options.
my wife actually ordered. It was my birthday on Friday, so she ordered it last Friday. So she ordered it for me. So that's what I'm getting. I'm getting the 3 record set. But
Paul should have sent you one for your birthday.
Yeah, when's your birthday? I'll send you one. I'll get my wife. I'll get my wife to order you one.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my birthday passed a couple of months ago, so that's no good.
Yeah.
Joe, you can run by the auto parts store and they can plug in a little reader and tell you what the light means.
Yeah. Well, the last time this happens frequently. I mean, I just hit 151,000 miles on the car. It's from 2008.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks.
And I had this problem, and without turning this into complaints like the guy in my video, it just wound up being a situation of, I remember they told me you had to keep driving. Like he was testing it, and he's like, just keep driving the car, see if it goes off. And I had to just drive it a certain amount of miles, come back, or whatever they tried, or maybe they just plugged it in and the reading was wrong. So drive it again. And I went back and I drove it another 20 minutes, whatever it was. Yeah. And I do that several times. This is a couple of years ago, I think. And then finally, they were able to pass it for inspection, really, is what it is. So my inspection's not due till September, but
those things aren't always right. Like my neighbor's got one of those things that you plug in, and they're not always right. Like he plugged it into mine and it said one thing, and I replaced it and all that, and it didn't help. So they're not always They're not always accurate. I guess that's where experience comes in, right?
I appreciate Robert P. and other people in my comments have said, tighten the gas cap. Well, that's the first thing you try. Yeah, I'm aware of that, but that's not nothing to do with that.
I think it's vinyl because everything else in the box except Linda's photos.
Those
Yeah.
are pretty important too. After all, it's the only way you'll have them. So save your pennies if you have any. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to go without lunch for a year or not pay your rent.
Well, anyway, it's
Does the unboxing video that Paul has, does it show the prints that the screen prints?
I didn't see that, but I think that is a video of the big box,
yeah.
right?
If you go to his YouTube channel, I think he's showing all that stuff. Yeah, or whoever is showing all that stuff.
I got soda today, I'm sorry to say, but that's just the way it is.
No champagne.
I've been doing water only, but today I went for some soda. Jill's not going to be happy about that.
I've got some ginger beer, but I'm saving that for a video.
Ooh.
Ginger beer.
Tanner
Right.
Johnson.
What is it?
I drive my car with 4 lights on. Too much.
Well, having your lights on is a bad thing.
Engine. What are those 4 lights, Robert? ABS check engine.
Oh,
Smog.
dashboard lights.
Yeah.
They're about to blow up.
So it's a little dynamite. Yeah.
Antimatter containment field is falling apart.
Don't worry, Jill. It'll be good again.
Now how did this guy lose all this money? He was a millionaire and he lost it all in gambling?
Yeah, he didn't really explain every detail. He got it he won it on his birthday in 2006. He said the lottery, but it was a scratch off thing. He won $1 million. And he was a chronic gambler. Then he gambled it all away.
Oh no!
So I was kind of, couldn't resist that.
Really
hard to be sympathetic, isn't it?
Yeah.
So sympathetic. Let me go back through these records some more. I mean, yeah. Oh, I'm listening. Sure. That's almost like the live version of Telephone Paul or something.
No, that's
No,
Ralph.
that's not
The
the
guy's
thing.
name is Ralph.
ABS check engine. Vapor something. Oh my stars.
Must be on a different channel. I see Robert had all these lights on, but it ran great.
Anti-lock braking system. Well, that's serious. Vapor lock.
That'll shut down a car.
No wonder it didn't blow up. Yeah. Here, we'll put the link back up there. Hopefully somebody will join and give us something new here.
So Tanner, you're welcome to reach out to me. I'm offering special prices for my people.
Actually, how long would it take for this flaming pie set to get discounted?
To flame out?
Yes, to flame out. Yes, exactly.
Flame.
Like it hits the stores with a $600 price tag. It doesn't move, and then next thing you know, 30% off, 40% off.
I just managed to get a vinyl copy of it, so I'm not really in any great rush. So
Nobody is, for the most part. So like, it could be in the reduced rack very soon.
Oh no, Lux.
And he probably still could make a ton of profit off it, even at $200.
yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the thinking that goes into these things. I think it's just consumer driven. They keep pushing the envelope and people keep buying. you know, up goes the next, you know, see how far. I think honestly, it's about, I think there's somebody thinking, how much can we get away with here? Because it seems to be, you know, every time one of these things comes out, it's just a little bit more than the last one, you know, and this one seems to be a big leap forward, but that's kind of what it looks like to me. But I don't know, you know, like it's just like you said, you don't have to buy it, right? And it's there's always going to be somebody that's going to buy something like this. You know,
If you've got the cash, maybe, but not right now.
well, you know, the sad thing is there may be people buying who don't have the cash, you know, and that's another problem there, isn't it?
Well, that's the
Yeah.
fact. If you could have had groceries for 2 months and then go spend it on a record,
A lot of money.
your priorities are really skewed.
Or electrical bill.
All the bills.
Yeah.
Well, you know, for $850 in Canada, I was going around yesterday thinking, what can I do for $850? Okay, I could feed one of my dogs for a year for $850. You know,
Or a record.
yeah, or I could buy, you know, for my car. I got an old classic car. I could buy 3 tires for $850 for that car. And then thinking, geez, you know, like honestly,
You know how many Dad's cookies you could buy with $600?
I could. Oh man, that'd be £500. Yeah.
Well, Tanner, I certainly hope that the Back to the Egg is next, because that you know, personally, I was looking forward to that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I love Flaming Pie. Paul's best. Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think it's one of the Flaming Pies and one of his best.
Maybe they should have rearranged what was getting released. Maybe that would have helped some. But nah. Like somehow they decided Flaming Pie is next, and it's just not enough to make people bite.
What do you think? That the last comment there, like, do you think it needed a remaster? You know, because it's, you know, they've done the half speed master on it, but I'm getting some of that stuff.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Because you know, you guys, I don't know how many of you guys watched my stuff on Abbey Road, but
I do.
that did not need a remaster.
Right.
And I'm totally, see, that's part of what turned me off the whole thing there, right? Because I put a lot of money into that, and I'm thinking, okay, so you know, like they didn't make it sound any better, and in some ways not as good. So I don't know.
Cool.
I think it's a marketing thing, really.
Well, with me, with these sets, I'm mostly in for, I don't know, in addition to it sounding good, I mean, I like to have everything, all the bells and whistles in one set. You know, I like the book, the book. I like covering that, the era that they're talking about with all, if they can find all the demos or a lot of the demos, B-sides, put them all together neatly, you know, the whole shebang is what I like, even more than just the remastering of the album.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So is this your first pre-order of an archive?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Pre-ordering it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm trying to remember. I think I usually get them the Paul archives either used or I go to a store somewhere, and not usually my record store because they don't specialize really in that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been waiting on a lot of them recently because they've been too expensive.
That's going to be exciting to pre-order it.
But see, there's something now where, because I'm doing the Talk More Talk show, and we have to listen, we have to have it and listen to it to do it, the show. So therefore, I mean, I'm gonna get them when they come out right away now instead of waiting.
Yeah, and I hope I get them many days in advance so I can ship them out to people and they can have it on release date. I'll spend $200 on Back to the Egg.
Have you got one? Maybe,
No, I haven't.
Oh, I thought maybe you were. Oh,
Well, the Red Rose Speedway one that Jill mentioned, that's the only one I do not have.
Oh.
You know, I'm looking to get that. I just don't want to spend the price on that right away. You know, anyway.
Maybe Mark P will join and give us his opinion on this.
Because of COVID, I didn't make it. Oh, I didn't make it.
This
Oh,
is my original that I bought in '79. Saved the sticker and actually stuck it to the outer sleeve. So, yeah, there it is.
You know, that maybe should have been on the cover. Now that I see it that way.
Well,
Shouldn't
maybe,
have
but,
been
yeah,
on the cover.
the clean cover looks kind of nice too, though.
Yeah, it is a good cover all around.
It's kind of that, sci-fi was big in the late '70s. So they're kind of getting into that.
Yeah, that's true.
I know. I like the cover.
Yeah, I gotta say it's not an album I listen a lot to, but it's actually that's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
And then
I never.
Beetle Brad, you got the McCartney 2 set, didn't you? I don't know if it's a secret or not.
Paging Beetle Brad. Paging Beetle Brad.
maybe he's gone and take the curlers out of his hair.
Or they're falling out. Wasn't the Band on the Run archive like 60 or something?
Mark, hey, Mark.
Wow, they really raised the price if that's how it works.
I never got that one.
They're going to have to re-archive everything to bring them in line with Flaming Pie. Start all over again.
They need to reissue.
Those are many ideas. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm with you, Tanner. I did get the Wildlife set. It was lesser money, but for some reason that Red Rose Speedway is still up there, and I don't know. I keep seeing 178 around there, and it's just closer to 100. I wanted 100. Maybe it'll spill over to 110 or something. But I don't know. Oh, good, Brad. I'm glad you picked those up. You know, one of my last videos in the store, I showed the McCartney 2 at the store and Wings at the Speed of Sound archive, and Brad picked them up or ordered them. So that's good. Went to a good home.
Well, see that? Mark's got a point here. You got to, if you're a collector, you have to complete your set. So if you got all the other super deluxe editions, whatever they're called, you'll have to get this $600 one.
Yeah.
So you can have the whole thing.
I got the $600 one. No, you get the $200 one.
I still think those Led Zeppelin boxes that Jimmy Page did are still the state of the art. Those things are amazing. Like they got everything you'd want in them. They're not overdone with all the paper products. Like I call that stuff the throwaway stuff. But the books are nice. They give you a nice, beautiful print of the album cover, numbered print. I mean, those things are the state of the art. I don't know why more people haven't kind of picked up on that. Plus, you get both the vinyl and the CD in those things. And I think, that's and when they came out, I know it's a few years ago now, but they were running like $150 a crack.
Oh yeah, I was just going to ask you how much.
Yeah, that's about what they're running in Canada, and that for what you got, I thought that was a fair price. And
they didn't even come with playing cards.
I didn't know playing cards, but yeah, but they were really nicely done, and I think they far superior than what they've been doing with the Beatles stuff for sure. I mean, that's just been. I personally think, by comparison, like what they did with Sgt. Pepper and Abbey Road, it's a little bit cheaper. It looks cheaper, I don't know. It's just they were really well done. So I don't know why more people haven't followed that.
Well, wait, Paul has to put something out this year so he can keep the thing of having something Beatles related out every year.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting. I'm amazed by that. But a new song, since 1961 with the Tony Sheridan stuff, there's been at least one new song by one or more of the Beatles, former Beatles, every year ever since then. close to 60 years, whatever. So I hope that keeps up. Trying to think. We had 2019 with Ringo's album. Then what's the 2020? Yeah, we gotta have something new.
Yeah, there's nothing this year yet, is there?
This is just going to be the first year. What an appropriate year not to have anything else.
Yeah.
To break the chain,
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting trend.
Seems like they get more pricey every year. Well, if it goes from 200 to 600, yeah, a lot. Yeah. Led Zeppelin ones were released at a normal rate. Yeah, but there's a lot less albums to put out.
Don't everybody talk at once.
Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm like reading and
Yeah, it's a lot of
everybody's
all of a sudden like, hey, we get some opinions going on over in the chat land. Yeah,
Absolutely. A lot of reading. Doc's not narrating.
I'm a bad narrator. I was never good at narrating.
You're the host with the
I
host.
know I'm the host with the
Moderator.
Yeah.
Yeah, All Things Must Pass is supposed to be coming, and also the John Lennon Plastic Ono Band.
I'm really looking forward to that one. I like the
I think that'll be well done if the Imagine one was any indication.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. I just that to me is just such an amazing piece of art. See how it comes.
What handwritten lyrics are fun, but you can just follow along for so long, then they're back in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. So much of that, yeah. Just look at it and that's it.
Yeah, put it back in the box and then dust. Because how many flaming pies do you have already? 1, 2?
Well,
not many.
I got the CD, and I've got just recently I got the vinyl. That's
so you've got 2. I got 1. That's enough. So.
Yeah.
I know Egypt Station is your personal favorite to collect, Doc.
I have enough. I'm still trying to get rid of some, but a lot of people. I don't want that. I was asked yesterday, how many do I have left? I says I got 1 vinyl and 1 CD. Do you want one? No.
I was talking to a guy who on my channel he commented on a video, and he said he doesn't have Egypt Station. I thought it was kind of weird. Like on vinyl, he collects the vinyl. I recommended he get that Explorers edition, the 3 record set, because I think it's that 3rd record is really good. I like it. I think it's a really good.
That's a good one to have.
Yeah. So I don't know if he'll do that, but that's what I would recommend people get is that what they call the Explorers edition or whatever.
I think that's the Explorers. It's the orange cover, kind of.
Yeah, the reddy orange one. Yeah.
Because we got to talk. You got the orange cover, you got the regular cover, you got remember the CDs? They have the strap on there. One of them's a green one, one of them's a red one. Yeah, there it is. It's like wow.
The CD version, yes.
And I'll tell you, it's almost 2 years, and I'm not kidding. I'm not saying this for effect. It really bothers me. There's still a sour aftertaste in my mouth from that Egypt Station nonsense.
Really?
I still feel like wow, there was too much with that stuff.
Bay City Rollers, absolutely.
Promote it, that's for sure.
I've been looking for the Bay City Rulers box set. Yes.
I could do my little sarcastic joke with that. What does it contain? Saturday Night. They probably got other songs I don't even know that are good. But I bought that 45 when it came out Saturday night.
Oh no.
You even bought popcorn.
I adore Ozona.
And Doc, when I made that video, I was saying how I was talking about how I remembered my old neighborhood and this and that and all the songs that were big. And I was trying to think as many as I could. And I forgot "Don't Go Breaking My Heart" with Elton John and Kiki D. That was one of the biggest, tremendous blockbuster hits of that time that I was referring to in my going home video.
Well, that was
And
around what?
76.
76, yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
And
I remember it well.
it totally escaped my mind when I was looking for songs to list.
Well,
He
actually,
did a lot of duets. Like, you remember the one he did with Neil Sedaka?
yeah, Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that song. Oh, yeah. That's the only Neil Sedaka song I like, to tell you the
Yeah,
truth.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, they did a good job on it. It was, I don't think it was ever on an Elton John album, but I think it was on a Sedaka album.
that's him. That's a rocking Sedaka, as close as he came to
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
rocking.
Yeah. But he was doing a lot of that kind of stuff back then. It was interesting.
Yeah.
Neil Sedaka is still doing his daily COVID show, even. So, like,
Oh, he is.
He must be making money off it too.
He's doing a good job with it too. He sounds fantastic.
Yeah. It's either that or we all buy the latest John Davidson album. Nah, I'll pass.
He
John
passed
Davidson.
away. Did he die?
No, he's dead. I don't know why he's dead. You know, he's alive.
Is he still around?
Sure, he appeared with Steve Schnee on his channel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where I'm saying to myself, I know I've heard about John Davidson lately, but
Yeah.
from where? There you go.
Yeah, they said the Bay City Rollers were the next Beatles. Yeah. Well, I can remember reading. I think it was kind of a worldwide thing, but I remember reading the Toronto Star when they were hitting it big, and there was a big article on them, and the person who wrote the article, I'm sure you've heard the story, but his young kid was really into the Bay City Rollers, right? And he asked them if something about, the Beatles as good as were the Beatles as good as the Bay City Rollers?
Oh,
And the dad just turned and said, no, probably not. Didn't want to burst the kid's bubble, right? So, no, probably not. And then the last line of the article, he said, someday he'll know the truth.
Well, that's on. You see that on the back of the Hollywood Bowl album, Beatles at the Hollywood Bowl. George Martin said that his daughter, I believe, asked that question.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I know it was in the liner notes somewhere.
And that's, I think, the first that were the new Beatles. You had the Bay City Rollers, then you had the Knack for a while. Then
Nobody screamed
Backstreet
for the
Boys.
Knack. I think they screamed for the Rollers, though. So, like, there was a little bit of pandemonium with the Rollers, but I don't think the Knack
Yeah.
ever had any.
Well, the Knack were a little more like sort of on the new wave thing. They weren't really the pop things that the Bay City Rollers were. I mean, the Bay City Rollers were obviously, bubblegum kind of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like the whole marketing campaign and everything was like to teenage girls and all that kind of stuff. I always thought the Knack were a little more hard-edged than that.
So who is McCartney targeting for Flaming Pie? Old people with their
Millionaires.
paychecks or something? The over 70 crowd?
I'm targeting all you millionaires out there. People with their stimulus checks.
Yeah,
It's
I want
weird.
your pension check. Give me your pension check. There'll never be a next Beatles. No one can compare.
Nah, they'll never be. They've been saying it forever. I always tell the joke. I was going to call myself original, my channel, the Beatles Snob. But of course, obviously, that doesn't go over well. But I always remember Ringo Starr started saying, I think at the time in 1989 when he was touring again, he was on one of the shows, David Letterman, I think, and he always says, people, he says, Ringo, the phenomenon of you guys is never going to happen again. Ringo's like, oh, I don't believe that. He says, I really have great faith that someone's gonna pull it off, and I want to be there to see it. He says, I want to be there to see it. He's been saying that for 30 years. Ringo, give it up, my friend. Give it up. You're never going to see it, because my dad said the same thing. Never been as good as Sinatra. Never been as good as Elvis. Never been anybody like us.
The problem, the problem with that is that our generation, we're biased, and we would never admit it, even if it was true. I think you're going to have to wait a couple of generations before you can maybe make a fair assessment on that one.
Well, as much as I, obviously, in case you didn't know, love the Beatles. The whole thing is that I do concede that a lot of it is, it's the timing and the need also to have something that really is kind of, so I use the word world changing, earth changing. I think everything's done in a way. Everything feels like, what can you do next that's really going to be this incredible change when everything's kind of already done?
Well, every decade had somebody in musical time that really made a difference. If you go 40s, you had Sinatra, 50s Elvis, 60s Beatles, 70s Elton John, 80s Madonna. After that, it's like I don't know what.
Well, that's when the world ended in the mid '80s. That's why I love to say that, tongue in cheek, of course, a little bit, but that's what I say. Mid '80s.
Bieber or anything? Yeah. Even Justin Bieber faded out after 2 years.
Who?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Drake is bigger than the Beatles. We got Drake.
Keisha or Kesha or whatever is appearing in casino places. So he's not as big as he was.
But the same thing that I said, just a moment or two ago when I said that I'm fair. I could see that the part of what the Beatles' success was the timing. But then I say, well, the timing was okay for say 63 or 64, but now, how many decades later, the music holds up for itself. So it's not just fanfare and the times, because it holds up, the music, and has new generations that are not from the early 60s.
Well, in the year 2000, they released One the first time around. It was the biggest selling CD of that year.
I agree with you.
The newest song on it was 30 years old, right? So
no more peppers. No more peppers.
There'll never be enough Red Hot Chili Peppers. I still don't know. I'm sure I know some of the songs if I heard some of them, but I don't know them.
The ones I know you should have.
I don't want any peppers. Sorry. Ew. Not interested. But Mark P says the music still holds up today, 50 years later.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, It still mesmerizes people, like younger people. In my record store all the time, I see young people and they go over to the Beatles section all the time, looking through there, and not just the Beatles, of course, but
my store, they can't keep Beatle records in the store.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that my store owner goes for. Like he got a call the other day at the store. You'll get calls a lot from people. Oh, I have a lot of records. Everybody says, "Oh, really? Well, how many do you have?" He always says 100, 1,000. How many? About 100 or whatever. What are they? And so he rattled off some of the titles, and he's not usually interested. But so I have a lot of Beatles here, a lot of different Beatles albums, and he's like, "Okay, where are you located?" She wanted to know, I should say, if he would come and make a personal trip to pick them up, to look through them. And he won't do that for just anything unless it's worth the while. But whenever it's Beatles, he'll go, because they sell.
Yeah, Little Richard and Jimi Hendrix on the same record.
Yeah. What was that exactly? I saw
that album. Little Richard and Jimi Hendrix together on the same record. I'm going
what did I just hear Little Richard say about playing with? Was he? Well, he was part of his band. I'm losing my mind here. Okay, forget it. I won't remember. I don't want to say anything backwards, and I don't know. What did they get somehow figure together?
Brad says Weird Al rocks.
Oh man,
he does.
I like his polka stuff. You hear Weird Al polka stuff, where he does a medley of current. Yeah, I like those. Oh well, that would be me.
There you go. Hendrix played guitar for Little Richard, right? That's what I'm thinking of. I didn't want to come out blatantly and say it in case I was talking out of my, where.
Oh, so that's where the connection is. And that must have been the early 60s or something.
Yeah.
And Hendrix was such another waste, him dying, so early.
Didn't Little Richard fire him for wearing too flashy a shirt?
Oh,
Is that right?
You can't be no flashier than me.
Yeah, right.
Well, he hired him
No,
back. Apparently, you don't take your eyes off Little Richard, right? So
Right.
I think that was anyway.
Mr. Schnee, jump in. Link is there. And anyone else like Beetle Brad? I know you're out there. Come on. We know you're out there. Some people are just afraid to.
He's lurking.
Yeah. Oh, is that what it is?
I'm a lurker.
Some people would rather lurk than opinion.
If we teased him enough, he'd have to come on and defend himself.
Oh. In fact, we're missing Richard Dolin today. Where's Richard Dolin?
Richard Dolin's not here.
Yeah, no, he hasn't been here all day.
Where is he?
I don't know.
Enjoying the weather like we should be doing.
Wow, I was out. I went to the record store, got some more footage, some more Don footage, and other things going on there,
We're about to get a shower.
Oh, yeah?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day here.
Yeah, beautiful here too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go get something that I bought today just to show. I'm gonna do Video X.
Sounds good. Hello. Hello, Stephen. You're on. You're in.
Hello, Steven.
Can you hear me?
Now we can. Yes.
Okay. I just had to close YouTube.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that damn echo.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Get rid of that delay. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Herman's cool.
Well, Herman. Okay, we're gonna have a little show and tell. Joe's gone to get something. Paul's gone to get something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think
Hello,
I have
Steven.
anything. Hey, Joe.
I just want to show you. See, this is what I mean. When you have nothing better to spend your money on. I mean, I was at the store today, and he had these things. I was trying to get him closer. It's called a hit kit. It's like you from 1962. This comes off, and it opens up, and that's where you carry your 45s and bring them to somebody's
That's
house
cool.
or whatnot. And one of them, this one here is in like, well, the colors aren't really translated. This is like a bluish. This one's a light greenish. And there were two of them, and he gave me was offering them both for $10. So for both,
That's
$5 each.
Great thing.
So like, what am I going to do with them? But sometimes I feel like no, they're not. They're nice pieces. It's nice to have.
Yeah.
Memories from the past. So
You see, that's the thing. It's the nostalgia that
Yes.
that really, really, really gets to me. Even if I didn't own them as a child, usually the things that really get me excited are obviously the things that I've owned.
Yeah.
Things I remember having. But those are before my time. You said there was a 62. That's a year before I was born.
right.
So to me, it's still the nostalgia. Just thinking that there was some teenager back there in 62 that bought those, that actually used those to put, and then I start thinking like, oh God, they scratched up their singles by shoving them in there. But
But they're like in such great shape. I mean, there was even I'm going to show this whenever I do a video, but I'll show you something. Like it's not used. Like back here, it's kind of something that you write on.
Oh yeah.
that's
what
cool.
the song, an index kind of thing.
Yeah,
And they're both like that. Something like this is cardboard. I mean, this would have got trashed easily.
yeah, for a
But it's
paper,
almost like they weren't used. Both
Yeah.
of these.
product, it's really good. Oh, that's
So it's fun.
And
Yeah.
you got a good price?
$5 each.
Oh, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Oh, cool.
I live for stumbling across stuff like that because there's a couple there's a place here that's like literally 3-minute walk from us called Midway, which is an antique store. And if they sold those, of course, I would immediately go to them and look at them. But they would probably be selling them for $35 to $50 each.
Oh yeah. That's the thing.
You know.
Yeah. Sometimes it's too much. Do you ever see the Toon Tote? It's another one that I got. I'm
Which
gonna
one?
get that one. I'm gonna find the Toon Totes.
Well, yeah, if you were going from people's to people's houses with your 45s to have a ditch party, well, you got to have something to carry them in, right?
Yeah, riding on your bicycle, you know.
And, yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen, it's more than stuff you just remember seeing. It's the stuff you remember seeing that you never got that now you can.
Yeah.
get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I had shown these the Toon Totes. I showed these old videos. I got these
Oh, those are awesome.
a couple of years ago.
I got a few of those lying around.
Toon Tote. There's a red one.
Does
And
yours have the handle on the inside?
the what?
Does yours have a pull-out handle?
Yeah, it has the handle pulls
Oh,
out.
that's awesome.
You're,
You carry it around. It's just, and these are like sleeves.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like
vinyl.
that.
They look shiny. Are they vinyl? What are they?
Oh, there's two handles up. Oh, excuse me. Hold on a minute. Two of them. I was wondering, how do you keep it closed? You carry it like that, and the vinyl goes in there for 45s. You know.
Brad's stirring the pot up again. So are they made out of vinyl, Joe? They look shiny. Are they plastic? What are they?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are they made of? They're like leathery. You know, like vinyl leather. I did.
Yeah.
You know,
Vinyl.
very nice. And I cleaned them up. I mean, when he got them, they were kind of like
Yeah.
messed up, but I was cleaning them. And this is, like I said, this is about 2 years ago. Now, recently, he had two more of these. One of them was blue, light blue. And I said, I'm not going to get that. Now, I wish I would have bought them.
Yeah.
A light blue one and a green one. But, as I say, just to have them. And, let's face it, I have the channel. I don't know if a lot of you are out there have channels, but you can't collect for the wrong reason, per se. But sometimes the thrill of showing it with people and sharing it and discussing it in the comments is part of the fun too, but not not $600 worth. But
Those bragging rights.
well, I think that we leave that to Beetle Vinyl 85. I think he's going to be the one I know that's getting it. That $600
You
set.
can live vicariously through Marv.
Yeah.
Up
Doc,
to
can we hear your voice more? Can we hear your voice more, Doc?
Yeah, Doc.
Yeah.
It's so relaxed.
Relaxing.
Yeah, I've got the soothing, relaxing voice. I put people.
I don't know. I thought the word titillating was better for Doc's voice, but I don't know.
I put people to sleep. Is what I do.
He's got a very relaxing voice, unlike mine.
Yeah, I cause people to hit.
That's my bad company. I paid to a party, never got it back. Yeah, that's how.
No.
Or you get it back and you don't want it back.
I hope my nephew isn't watching. I was the one who stole the Motley Crue LP.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Pretty bad when you steal from your nephew. I mean, seriously, Doc.
I'm sure he didn't really want it. I just thought I'll just borrow it.
Oh, you don't really want this. Here, let me take it.
I'm sorry. I'm guilty of theft. And
I think you should give him that cookie jar and as
oh
sure.
no, that cookie jar stays right there.
It's going to cost a fortune to replace it, to get an original pressing.
What was about the Motley Crue?
Yes.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Probably is.
Nobody cares. It's it's probably in the Walmart $5 bin by now, anyways. The cutout bin. Nobody cares.
I didn't know Walmart had a $5 bin.
Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, Walmart.
Down
Yeah. All the CDs and the DVDs, they're all in a $5 bin.
Aren't all CDs $5 now?
Well, the ones that they put in the bin. I was telling Joe earlier this week when he was looking at Big Lots, looking at stuff. I said, hey, what about the $5 bin at Walmart? There's a lot bigger selection. Right there.
Right. Yeah, it's not really coming along too well shooting videos for my other channel with that.
Yeah, it's sad that Walmart's not going to be carrying CDs anymore because somebody said, well, no, I'm sorry. Let me preface this by saying I read on Facebook that somebody had actually walked into Walmart and they saw 5 or 10 different vinyl LPs and stuff, and they asked about the CDs, and they said like they have some CDs coming in that were like ordered already, you know, new releases and stuff, but after that, no more CDs. But this is just an employee's talking. I haven't actually read anything online about it, but I mean, I'm not surprised because, you know, you used to be able to walk into Walmart or Target and you'd see 2 or 3 rows of CDs, and then it became 1 row of CDs, then it became 1/4 of a row of CDs, and now they don't even, you know, they have a top 40 placings, and usually like at least 3 or 4 of them, you know, you'll see like number 1, 2, 3, and then 4 through 8 is the same title. They just spread them out instead of having 4 in one spot. They just spread them out.
And
Best Buy dumped their CDs about 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And Steve, they don't have the $5 bin anymore?
You mean at Walmart?
Yeah.
I don't go to Walmart too often. From what I know, is that that they have the $5 bin like right next to the 99-cent bin where you can get your lemon heads and your Mike and Ike's and stuff like that. Just this big bin full of CDs, and then another one that's like DVDs that are $5 or whatever. But usually all those $5 CDs are the ones that are, excuse me, more or less like budget CDs, you know, EMI products, you know how they'll put out like the best of Pat Benatar and Spandau Ballet on one CD, like 5 songs each, you know, things like that. I mean, it's probably Spandau Ballet, or I mean, it's probably Pat Benatar and Heart, but Spandau Ballet is the first band I thought of.
I love Spandau Ballet.
I could go on and on about how much I love Spandau Ballet, but there are at least probably 3 or 4 guys who don't care, and at least 100,000 people watching right now that don't care.
100,000? I'm looking at 10.
Oh, okay, 100,000, 12, same difference.
Whoa.
What's a number?
True.
Yeah.
That's my Spandau Ballet collection. 1 song. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, you see, this is what I love about music collectors and how different we all are. We all have our passions for stuff. Like you have one Spandau Ballet song. I have to have all the deluxe editions of each of their albums, or I mean on CD. And I have the solo albums, and I have that one American CD because it has a different edit of the one song that isn't anywhere else. Yeah, I'll just forget about it. But anyway, you know, I was thinking about the McCartney box, and I pretty much figure, yeah, as I think Joe said, that you think that Marv is probably going to be the only person to pay $600 for it. I mean,
yeah.
I totally get why. I mean, but just in today's climate, putting out a $600 box set is just crazy. I mean, to me,
there's another one.
I'm gonna call that box Flaming Poo.
Oh my goodness!
Now the $255 box, okay, that's Flaming Pie. No, but
I'm calling it Flame Out. Well, it's $850 in Canada.
850? Wow.
Yeah. So it's unobtainable. I mean, you know, even if I was inclined to want it, that would take that appetite away right there.
Yeah. I think we all want it, but
no, I don't want it. I honestly, I don't want it.
I don't want it at all. No, I really don't.
That sort of stuff.
The vinyl.
No. Listen, if I could afford it, like it's not a question of that. I could afford that thing, But honestly, I would feel extremely guilty.
Yeah.
Putting that kind of money into something like that when there's so much other things and so many other people in need that, like I was going around yesterday thinking, what could you do with $850 to help people? And you can
in here that you can have a lawnmower, a barbecue, power tools, or a record. Which would you rather choose?
Yeah.
With all the gifts for Father's Day in this.
Here's the other thing, just so hopefully the cops aren't listening. But a month after that thing is released, you're going to find it online to download.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear music, wait a month. You'll get all the copies of you want.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of like, well, if I'm that curious, I can wait a month. For $850, I can wait a month.
Yeah. Oh, Paul, was it your birthday yesterday?
Friday.
Okay, happy belated birthday.
I have to laugh at some of the silliness that's going on the side. That's making me to believe that.
That's the day
Anyway.
Paul made the announcement of this whole thing coming out. So my joke has been, well, it's my birthday. You should give me one as a present. Yeah,
Robert P's got money. Look at that. $1,500 for a stereo mint butcher. Wow. Must be a first date too. Ooh.
Yeah, well, those are worth money.
That's a lot of cash.
See,
no, it's a lot of cash. That's for sure.
I think that if somebody if somebody finds the means to do it, like, let's say I go through my collection and I sold enough CDs to afford a $1,400 mint butcher cover. I don't think that I'd feel guilty because I purposely made it happen. If it was a situation where, like, gee, do I want to pay rent or do I want the butcher cover?
Exactly.
Then so Robert P probably made it happen. It was probably difficult. I think anyone's going to have a difficult time, buying the Flaming Pie box.
Wow. Has anyone got one for sale? Robert,
yeah,
pay money.
The sad thing is, Robert, you won't get it for $2,000. So a little reality check there.
Okay, Robert, how much would you pay for Final Last Words by Supertramp on CD?
I would guess less than $2,000.
Now, anyway, back to Marv. I'm subscribed to him. Has he still been doing videos? I haven't seen his videos come up in a long time.
Yeah, he's been doing them. He just did a couple, I think, recently.
Yeah, not as much as he used to, but yeah, he's still there.
Okay.
I put out a challenge yesterday. Did a video yesterday, and it was interesting, the feedback. But I put out a challenge that just in this particular thing, right? Because I think, okay, here's this expensive set coming out. And I said, okay, so for anybody who's buying any edition of this Flaming Pie reissue, whether it's the 2 CD or whether it's the big, huge box thing, I said, the challenge is this: put the same amount of money to a charitable cause. And believe it or not, I had quite a few people come back in the comments section say, what a great idea. I'm going to go donate to the food bank or whatever, Now, whether they do it or not, that's, we'll see. But, I thought, let's turn this into something that maybe would be worthwhile. And I'm going to, when I get mine, I'm going to donate. And I just figure, let's take this opportunity and not, I'm not pointing fingers at anybody or anything like that. But I just think, hey, here's a chance for us to kind of think about other people, right? And so that's the challenge I put out. I actually got a really good response.
Yeah.
I had some guys that were really threatened and they got real defensive about it and started, personal attacks on me for the records I bought. And all of a sudden, I just think, that's got nothing to do with anything. I'm talking about this particular case, and I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not saying Marv shouldn't buy this or Joe should buy it. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if you do this, let's think about other people right now in this extraordinary time of need, and let's maybe help them out. I mean, if you can afford that, then you can afford to help people out as well. You know.
Oh, wait a minute. If I can be, I'm going to play a little devil's advocate here for a moment. And believe me, Paul, I'm not trying to start anything.
I'm really happy with the response I got, because a lot of people are really on board with that. It's like, okay, great. It's fantastic. Anyway,
but Paul, I do remember you once saying, this is not, to start anything or anything, but I remember you once, we had a conversation, I think, and it was like, we used to say, well, imagine people telling us in our comments how to spend our money. You remember you saying, like, that's one of the things people don't buy this or buy that. Why are you guys spending that money? You used to joke with me and say,
I'm telling people how to spend their money. I'm doing a challenge. I'm saying to them, if you have this money, think about donating to other people. And people who have not thought about that before are actually now thinking about it. I'm not telling anybody how to spend their money.
No, that's why I didn't want it to come across as combative or anything. I didn't mean that. But I always remember you saying that, and I agreed with you at the time. Like, they might say, like, well, whatever it is, why are you buying this many copies of Abbey Road, or why do you buy multi-vinyl colors, And it's like, I remember when you say that once, because I agreed with you so wholeheartedly with it. But
I say it all the time. I say it all the time. I just want to say it all the time. How you spend
Mr. Troublemaker.
Trying to be as discreet about it as I can say it, No, but I mean, it's like, look, I don't, I'm not buying it because I just don't think it's worth it to me. But if I did think it, I work hard for my money, and I would be like, yeah, I'm buying it. I don't, no shame or anything, but I just don't think it's worth it. It just seems like a ridiculous amount of money.
Well, again, I'm not telling anybody how to spend their money. I just put a challenge out to them, so it's got nothing to do with anything else I've said, Joe. And I'm consistent in that. You can watch the video. At no point do I tell them that they shouldn't or should be doing this or whatever. I told them to think about it. And the cool part, the takeaway from it all, is that people are actually committing to doing it. So that's what I'm really happy about.
No, you said, well, you got a positive response in that regard.
Yeah, well, a couple of people took really, they got all defensive about it, and I guess they struck a nerve or whatever. But that's fine. That's okay, because I can't control how people take my meaning. I got no control over that. So, whatever.
You guys have that?
No, never seen it before.
Have what? Oh, where is it? I'm looking at the wrong screen again. Wait a minute. That's familiar, but what was that again?
It's actually a graphic novel about the life of Brian Epstein.
Huh?
I've seen that from somewhere. Somebody's shown that before. Looks familiar.
Yeah, I mean, I've owned it for a while. I kept looking at it, and I normally don't buy the hardcover. I usually wait till it comes out on softback, but this was marked down to $10 when the softback was like $30. So I pretty much figured, okay, I think I'll make an exception with this. No, but what I was going to say though is, going along with the subject that we're talking about, like, first off, Robert P., if you're still here, should never feel guilty about whatever you buy.
No.
Because from what I can tell, Robert P. has just been more than generous with stuff. So,
oh yes,
and if you are going to feel guilty, just send me that butcher cover. No, but at the same time, I think Paul has a great idea. Share or support others. Support the needy. At the same time, there are people that, like, I don't believe that anybody should give you blowback on that. And I know that's not what Joe's doing. Joe's not giving.
No, I'm trying. I try.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No. And I don't even take it that way. But he was saying that there were people that were reacting like negatively to it, and I'm thinking,
yeah, there was.
The people that react that way are usually the people that they're probably never going to give money or support anybody because you know they're too busy buying $600 Paul McCartney box sets.
Well, there was one guy.
That's what they want to do. That's what they do.
Yeah.
One guy that was just out rude, and he immediately launched an attack on me. And I just blocked him and deleted the comment. I didn't even respond to it. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, and that sort of stuff. But they were, you know, there were a couple that were giving me blowback, as you put it, that claimed they were donating to different things, and that's great. I thank them for that. But my point was that this is an opportunity to do some extra. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
There's an extra need out there, so that's great. Like I donate to things too. My wife and I do it through our church mainly, but I mean we do a lot of other things. I donate time and all that kind of stuff. And so, but what I was saying is that this has got nothing to do with your spending habits. It's got nothing to do with what you currently give. This is a challenge to do more when we have a greater need. And that's all I was saying. And yet I actually got some people that, you know, got real defensive about that.
Yeah.
It's just bizarre because, you know, just asking somebody to be a little more charitable, I don't think is a bad thing to do. Me.
Especially in this time. There's
a
lot of charity cases now.
You know, I don't want to focus on those guys because, you know, most people, I was really quite blown away at how people were saying, yeah, you got a good point. I'm going to go give some money to the food bank.
I've got a friend who
fantastic.
They got some food at a food bank. So like he's not going to be looking to buy a $600 record. I don't think so.
You know, I think the great thing about this community, and when I say this community, you know, I don't know anybody or everybody in the vinyl community. I don't know everybody in the Beatle community, but I mean, I watch all you guys' shows and stuff, and you know, and I include Matthew Street on this because, like, me and Matthew have become pretty good friends to the point where, just randomly, I'll just get packages in the mail. You know, I did a video on sheet music one day because there's a couple local places where I like to buy sheet music. I'm not a musician. I don't play an instrument, but I love that nostalgia thing about it. And then all of a sudden, one day in the mail from Matthew Street, I get like 50 old sheet music from like the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, there was like a couple Andy Williams things because he knows I like Andy Williams. And there were, you know, I mean, most of it was stuff like, you know, the super obscure songs from the 20s and 30s, but it's still, and that kind of kindness, it's that giving nature, I think, in a lot of people, that I think is such an important part of this community because people are going to give, and those types of people are going to give
people
more.
Big hearts.
Yeah,
but I mean, I've given things and I've received things, you know, because definitely what you say is true. But I just, now the more I think about, you know, now when we start to think about as we're talking, you know, that's good as a good rule of thumb anytime, not just like, well, if there's a $600 Paul McCartney set and you want to buy it, maybe you want to think twice and maybe give it to somebody, the money to somebody else instead of buying a $600 gift set for yourself. I don't know.
One of my commenters had ordered the deluxe, you know, like what is it, the 250 in Canada, 300 anyway.
It's 300 in Canada.
That's not really bad. And I thought, oh, geez, what, you know. So anyway, he comments back and he says, you know, I ordered that, and then when I watched your video, I canceled the order. And I thought,
I mean, I'm thinking of maybe canceling mine. I'll call Boom Moose up and tell him, you know what, I'll give it to charity.
That's not what I'm trying to say here, you know. Like, but he was cool. He said, no. He said, I have been, you know, this has been on my mind for a while now. You know, he said, you just kind of gave me the nerve to say no for once, you know. And it was
yeah.
Man, that's not what I was going for here. I don't want anybody canceling their order, make anybody's pleasure out of this.
Well, here, okay, like again, I only recently
look at this stuff around me. I'm thinking maybe I better give this stuff. I don't know. I better get rid of the stuff.
Here,
there's starving people out there after all.
Hands up. Me.
Just kidding.
No, I know. There's a few things like this one person on Facebook. I have a couple different series on Facebook. One of them is called Ronnie Barnett's Boom Boom Room, where Ronnie Barnett from the Muffs, we Zoom and he's in his room and he collects music industry promotional items. He's spent the last 30 years collecting them or whatever. And on one of the episodes, he shows the Vapors turning Japanese chopsticks. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome, because I'm a big Vapors fan and stuff. Well, one of my Facebook friends saw that video and saw how excited I was, and about 2 weeks later, the turning Japanese chopsticks shows up in the mail.
Wow.
Because this Facebook friend saw that I was really excited about it. Same thing with Dr. Pepper baked beans. I'm like a kooky guy, and when I see Dr. Pepper, what I love, and baked beans, and then they're in a can, then I go ahead and I post it on Facebook. I go, oh my God, I can't believe this is awesome. Bingo, 6 cans show up 2 weeks later.
Combination makes sense to me.
Doc, have you learned how to solo someone? Like if you solo Steven, we can see those chopsticks better. Have you learned how to do that?
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
I don't.
Have you learned how to do that yet?
Steve bigger.
Yeah.
No, I make me bigger.
Made you bigger, so yeah.
Yeah. No.
But here, Doc, here, I'm going to hand these to you, and you go ahead and show them, and then make you bigger.
There you go.
No, but that's
pretty impressive, though. Still
unopened.
Wow.
And it's even better that I can't use chopsticks because I enjoy having Panda Express. So I forget it. I just stick my hand in and eat.
Yeah, and those wouldn't go well with the Pancake Circus anyway.
Yeah. So I have a question about a Beatles bootleg. Does anybody familiar with one called White Unplugged?
Unplugged White album?
It's called White Unplugged. Has anybody heard of that one?
Yeah, that's probably. I'm guessing that's a lot of that Esher demo stuff, early versions, bootlegs of that. I'm guessing.
Is it something that you have?
No, it showed up on a list of somebody wanting to get rid of something, and I just wasn't familiar with it.
Oh, I would think it's the Esher demos.
There's a link for Mike if he wants.
There's something interesting. Have you guys heard? I forgot the technology. One of you guys might know the technology, but they created this technology where you could take a mono recording and create a stereo out of it. Not process stereo, like remember the old, like in the 70s when the Elvis albums would come out and they were that crappy process stereo.
Yeah.
Elvis. Well, they've used this technology, and they've done it with the Beatles mono albums, and it sounds amazing because what it is, it's the mono mixes in stereo. It's not a stereo version of the mono mixes. It's the mono mixes in stereo. I mean, we're talking different channels. We're talking lead vocals in the center here, backing vocals here, guitar. So it's not like some weird messed up thing. It actually sounds legit.
Robert,
that's what we want. That's what
Robert
I want.
He sent me some links, Steve, and I think came from you. He sent me those earlier today.
Yeah.
Beatles say I got to check those out. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, but didn't Dr. Ebbets already do that?
Yeah, this is different though. This is what Ebbets did. He did something with the stereo. He didn't take mono and turn it into stereo. He just redid the stereo. I thought this is different.
Okay, Robert P. Did you listen to the stuff that I sent you today, or is this other stuff? Because I couldn't open all the files. Out of all of them, I could only open 2 because it says that my Mac didn't support the files, and I know that they're all in FLAC, so they're lossless. And the White Album too. I was able to do "Please Please Me" in the White Album. Now, "Please Please Me" and maybe I was able to hear with the Beatles, but those vocals are in the center. All the lead vocals are in the center. But I was able to hear online. You can actually go online, you know, before you download them, you can click on them and listen to them, and they sounded great. I mean, it doesn't sound like processed stereo. Okay, so you were able to open Pepper. I wasn't able to open Pepper, or Robert, let me know if you can open all those. I'm not saying send them to me, but I just hope that I didn't send you bad links. But,
So what are we
but you were able.
So what are we going to call this, Monario?
No, see, it's a process.
Dono?
Okay, Robert says they're different than Abbott's.
Yeah.
There's this. In fact, let me see if I can find this link here real fast. I should probably send it to Robert. Robert, I don't have anybody's email address, but I don't want to put it publicly. But there's something online called like the bootleg zone, where you can just go download a bunch of stuff. And that's where these can be found. And it's like it
looks like a New Zealand URL. It's got NZ as the
okay.
Dot NZ is the stuff on the URLs. That doesn't mean they're from New Zealand. They're just probably channeling it through a server.
Right.
Ghosting it.
But it's pretty fat. Like when I listen to She Loves You. Now, of course, I've heard, you know, different stereotype things, but there is this process. You can go online and you can find Elvis songs using this stereo process. Now, the hardcore music fans, the hardcore music connoisseurs, the people who probably collect Mobile Fidelity and you know, things like this, you know, they're saying, no, those Elvises sound terrible. Well, I'm an Elvis fan. I'm not an audiophile, but I'm a huge Elvis fan. So to hear certain songs from 1955 in stereo that are not actually in stereo or have never been, like let's say, Don't Be Cruel. I don't think that's ever been available in stereo.
I'm playing Anna right now.
Okay.
Please send it my way.
This Anna we're listeing to, what is that version?
That's this version Stephen's talking about. It sounds
because already it sounds different to me, even from over this.
It sounds fantastic. I'm just playing it over my computer here, but it sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds really different in a good way.
Yeah, vocals are definitely centered.
Oh yeah, it sounds absolutely wonderful. I mean, I was going to mention Robert P. that I guess you're the only Robert around, right? At least at the moment. Somebody on that site also has covers of the series, like mono albums in stereo at the bottom or something. So I could send you a link to that. You just need to send me an email to remind me. But they did make a series of covers for these. But at the same time, Robert probably likes to use his creativity and create his own artwork out of it as well.
I'm just playing this one online. I haven't even downloaded it. I'm just going to the site and playing it right off the site here. It sounds fantastic.
So
Yeah.
Where's it available at?
Oh, we're not telling you, Doc.
Oh.
Well, you see, that's the thing. We don't.
I can forward it. I can forward this email to you if you're interested.
Ah.
I got your email. It's a link. Anyway.
There's a link.
I think it's a link.
Yeah, but Joe, it all sounds really fantastic.
It sounds
well,
great.
as I say, all Paul did was play that little bit, and it sounded amazing to me.
Yeah.
Hello, Rachel.
Hey, Joe.
I want you to know now.
Which that's the thing. I don't want to we shouldn't publicly put the site up there because it could be immediately taken down if a bunch of people jump on it. So, but go ahead and
Stephen?
Never tell.
that?
Can you put it in the private chat?
Yeah, do it privately or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't.
There where the comments are, there's a tab for private chat.
Oh, okay.
We're only.
I have to put on my glasses.
Mike
Hey,
Mason,
Rachel.
I'm looking forward to the Flaming Pie Deluxe, but I'm not getting that monstrosity.
There's
collector's edition.
there's the link to Please Please Me. I just put it up there.
Holy cow.
Okay.
That is a hell of a link.
It
Well,
is.
don't try to type it, just copy it.
It looks like a very angry link. It looks,
Thank you.
I'm an angry link.
Like, am I supposed to copy that?
Yeah, just copy and paste it. Just do your select with your mouse and copy and paste it.
Let me see if I can make it work.
Let's see if we can all get playing Anna at the same time.
I think I went to the cloud.
It takes you to a download site like a.
Oh my gosh. Oh, here it is.
That's
Oh,
the one
There's
I'm
cheap
getting.
flaming fire. Yeah.
I got a bunch of flax. Paul just gave me a bunch of flax.
Yeah, well,
I was worried about that.
I love giving people flack.
Wow. But
You
that's
can
just
play right online. You can play. You don't even have to download. You can play right there. Just click on it.
there's more than that, right?
Yeah, but you got to pay.
That's just the please. That's just the please me album, right?
Yeah, I got the please me one.
You got to pay your entrance fee, and we'll give you the rest.
Wow.
Wow.
But it is. See, I wish that I knew the process that people are using, because they are actually. It actually takes a. Yes, please. It actually takes the mono, and I don't know how it does it, but it takes everything, and it's separate. Like on Love Me Do, when I was listening to Love Me Do, I was hearing a part of like a little melody on the harmonica that I missed. My mind's always been telling me like the note went up like 2 or whatever, because it was going alongside the guitar or whatever. But then listening to it, I heard it went down.
Wow.
And it like blew my mind. And I thought, shit, I've been listening to this song since 1963, 64, when I was born in 63. And all this time, and I always thought the notes went down when it really went up, or vice versa. So
Yeah.
that's what the great thing about these mixes are, because I'm hearing stuff I didn't hear before.
Yeah. It sounds great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I hope they find the alarm clock in Day in a Life, because I miss it.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yes. I haven't heard the alarm clock for a while now. I can't find it. Sounds
Yeah,
like
you know what I'm hearing? It's really clear. Like it's super
Yeah,
clear.
Almost takes missing
Like you
something.
can really pick out the instruments. It's really super. Like the separation is amazing.
Yeah, and if you listen to Yesterday off of Help, what I know now, okay, if you guys get to download these things, please let me know, because I download all the files, but my Mac will not open. Like I can only open the only ones I've been able to open out of all of the monos, and I downloaded them all, is Please Please Me, Hard Day's Night, and White Album.
What
All the rest I can't do.
What software are you using, Stephen?
Well, this is just when I download them, and my Mac will not open them. I'm sorry, my Mac will not open the zip files.
Oh, the zips. Okay.
Yeah, which is weird. I've never experienced that before.
Just trying to think of how you can get around that.
Is it because they're flax, or doesn't that matter?
No, it's the zip file he's having trouble with.
Because
No, okay.
to download as a zip, there's a spot for it.
Yeah,
You
I
can
have
download
to.
the individual
I have to
file.
create. Yeah, I have to create. I have to run the flags through processor in order to change them to MP3s. But I can't even open the file to get to them. Now I can open it online. When I'm online, when I click on that folder and I can go into it and I can play them, that's not a problem. But actually, I download the file, click on it, and in fact, I'll tell you exactly what it says, because I'll go into one right now. And watch, now it's going to work. If I click on one, okay, I'm going to click on Beatles for Sale. It says unable to expand, inappropriate file type or format.
So I'm downloading Pepper right now. It's slow, but I'll let you know if because you couldn't open Pepper, right? Did you try Pepper?
I could not open Pepper.
Okay.
The only ones I can open were Please Please Me, Hard Day's Night, and White Album.
It's really slow. I'm only at like 23%.
Oh yeah, it's pretty slow because they're black files.
I'll try it when it's finished. Let's see if I can get it.
Okay. But when I was listening online to yesterday off of Help, I chose that because I wanted to, because usually when I go to bed at night, I know this sounds lame, but I have a folder on my iPhone that's just dedicated to like my favorite Beatles songs, and then I have another folder for my favorite Carpenter songs, whatever. 9 times out of 10, I choose the Beatles, and I just click shuffle.
We're
and I go to
online
bed.
right now, hon.
Stephen, I don't know. There's a zip utility for Mac, WinZip for Mac. Have you tried that?
Is it a free thing?
Yeah, there's a free Mac zip download here. I just Googled OpenZip on Mac, and it's the first link that came up.
You see, I can open everything else.
Yeah.
Except these files. But yeah, I'll do that. But anyway, I was saying real fast that yesterday, Paul's voice, it sounds a little processed, like you can tell that something is slightly different about it, but it also sounds a lot warmer and more intimate on this the stereo mix. It's pretty amazing.
Moonlight in stereo.
What was that?
I want to hear Mr. Moonlight in stereo.
Mr. Moonlight.
I never want to hear Mr. Moonlight again, but
So what happens after you create an account? Is there other stuff in there you can search for?
well, what I'm going to do, okay, while we're on the phone here, and I don't like to be rude to you guys, but I'm going to go to the Facebook group that I found this in, and then I'm going to find where these things, where the URL is for this, where these things are located.
New Zealand, I think.
Well, yeah, I don't want to say the URL online here, but if you look at the link I pasted in the private, you can see that the domain is
Down under.
what happens if we go to the main domain here. Leave.
Well, I like Beatles songs with cowbells. That's good.
It just takes you to a place to create an account.
Okay, guys, I'm going to send you a link. This is where you can find all this stuff and more.
You're doing this in private chat?
Yes.
Okay.
Let me know if you get it. You got it?
Yeah, I'm familiar with this site. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where this stuff, where somebody pointed me to find these Beatle things.
You can't download from here though, right? It just documents it. You can't actually download from that site.
Some people in the chat rooms, that's where I got those Beatle links. Because I copied them and I sent them to Robert P. And then Robert, basically I copied it from one of the posts in this group. And then he forwarded it to you.
Okay.
Oh, Robert P says he's been using that site for a year, so it must be good.
Yeah, Robert, that's where the let me see if I can find the original post, and I will, and then Robert, what I'll do is I'll wait. So Robert, how do you know? Okay, you hear us talking about Bootleg Zone, so that's probably why you know what that is. Hey, Rachel. Hey, quiet, Rachel.
Rachel's
Hey, everybody.
there. She is.
Rachel jumped in right in the middle of bootleg talk.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm hearing it, but I'm up on it. I know what you guys are doing.
Ooh.
Okay.
No stranger to this stuff.
See, I could never
Yeah,
figure out how to download from this site. I've been here often, but I can never figure out how to download. Like I didn't think you could.
It's probably just random. People probably, okay, here's the original post. So I'm going to go and I'm going to see. Not a lot of people are reacting to this, which is really kind of strange. I'm going to find the exact link to the. Yeah, they call it Mirror Spock, of course, as you know, because that's all those folders are subtitled Mirror Spock.
Supposedly,
Okay.
I have are standing there downloading right now off that first site. It'll be a FLAC, but I guess it'll be worth it.
Oh, there's interesting. There is some. Okay, I'm going to send you guys this link. Are you guys familiar with? In fact, I know most of you are the Steve Hoffman forums.
Yep.
Okay, here's a link where somebody goes through and he talks about like the things he's discovering by listening to these mono to stereo mixes.
Oh, cool.
So there's a link there. That's not a link to the actual episodes. That's just a link to somebody describing the stuff. So that I think is really interesting. But let me see if I can find the actual link to the post. I don't mean to be rude to the viewers here, and I want people to engage.
That's what we were thinking how rude you're being. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
What the heck of a link. Wow.
Yeah, try to type that one up on memory.
Here is a the chat room where those links can be found. All the links that I sent Robert, that Robert forwarded to you guys. Now, are you guys getting all this stuff?
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the private. Yeah.
Rachel, are you in our private chat?
Yeah, I can
Of course
see it.
you are. Duh, she's up here with us. Duh.
Yeah.
Boo.
No worries. I can see it. Good.
But yeah, that's all the stuff. Of course, here she's right there, and I'm thinking to myself, like, how is she seeing all this stuff? But yeah, okay, never mind. Now, Joe, are you getting all
I'm
this
not in the
information?
I'm not in the private chat. I'm just listening. I haven't been in the
Okay.
private.
Okay.
You know, I'll get them.
Are you
Somebody-
interested?
Yeah, I'm in
Somebody
the
may
forum.
make a CD of them even.
Yeah, but they all sound pretty amazing. Now, Doc, you put the headphones on. You listen. What did you think?
Oh, they're not hooked up.
Oh, okay.
Sounds
Sounds
great.
pretty quiet.
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah.
It sounded like
Awful quiet.
what the heck? But I'm sure it sounds great.
Yeah. Of course, now all of a sudden the talk is isn't as upbeat as it was, because now everybody's reading all the Steve Hoffman forums and stuff.
Distractions.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, distractions. That song, Distractions.
Yeah, those links are big. Very big links.
Robert
Thank
P.,
you.
you're the man. You're the man, Robert P., as always.
Yeah, let me see.
Once he gets home, he'll take care of everyone. Oh, he'll be busy too. He's on back orders.
Yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm going like, I'm not going to pay $600 for the Flaming Pie box set, but I'm going to pay $600 for the Robert P. box set. Gladly.
That would be a better value right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Hopefully they're going to do stuff like that when they put out if they put out the earlier albums after they're done with Let It Be. I hope they do them.
Yeah.
I hope they can do stuff like that and powers that be, and they do it right.
Or
You know what I want to listen to?
are they going to wait till 2064 to do it?
Oh, no, I
my
hope not.
God.
Okay, well, that's this whole anniversary thing. It's not necessary, you know. And
Not anymore. 2020 blew the whole thing out of the.
yeah, but then again, I guess 2023 is not too that far off to do 63. But
Thing is, after you've heard the Dr. Abbott's remix of the centered vocal stereo stuff, it's hard to listen to the official stuff because it's annoying, really. When you're listening to that, you got drums here, you got vocals here. It's like,
oh, I hate that. I always hated that.
No, it's kind of, that's why I prefer listening to that early stuff in mono, right? Because it's just annoying to have that.
Yeah, you see here that Robert P. says that Mirror Spock is Dr. Abbott's arch enemy.
Ooh.
That's funny. It's like, but you know, the great thing about that is I don't want anybody to be anybody's arch enemy, but it's good to have an arch enemy because you just try to outdo each other. So pretty soon,
Creative rivalry.
yeah, exactly. They're just going to keep outdoing, and that just does us. That's just a favor to us.
So now we're talking about the Stones versus the Beatles, are we?
Yeah, that's what John always called it. It was the creative rivalry.
So when are they going to come up with Beatles from the vault?
I don't know. I think that's what they're doing, kind of. But yeah.
I want studio outtakes. I want early studio outtakes, 63 to 65 through 65. That's what I want the most. It's my personal thing.
The vault stuff
Rob-
is all live, but they, it's all stuff from the 70s, which they kind of were able to record it a lot better than the stuff from the 60s. So I don't know. I don't know if I want a lot of the Beatles recordings during the 60s. Hear a lot of girls screaming and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Robert P. Family first, always.
Yes. Take care of then us.
No, family first. Beatles, me, then everybody else.
Oh, I just got the Mirror Spock reference. This file I downloaded, it's got Mirror Spock and the name of the file. So,
okay.
That's where okay. That's a little.
I thought it was a Star Trek reference.
Okay, so I got Pepper, and it seems to be extracting here.
Oh, okay.
So whatever's going on in your machine is not
What's going on up there?
not a problem with zip, unless sometimes I think what happens, and I've experienced this when I'm downloading students' assignments. If you don't wait for the zip to finish downloading, it gets corrupted. It gets corrupted, and you can't open it. So you got to make sure that it's fully downloaded before you try to open it, because that could be a problem too.
I waited until all were 100%. But what I'm going to do then, and I thought about this earlier today, and I'll do it once I'm off of this call, is I'll just re-download them and see if now has now RecordKrate, we've never met.
Hi there.
Were you have you started downloading them yet? No, or
yeah.
Oh, are you even going to?
Yeah, I'll do it on my more powerful machine in the back though.
Oh, okay.
With the bigger drive. Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
At least give it a listen, because they do sound real good.
Yeah.
You see, here's the one thing that I want this to fix that I haven't. In I Am the Walrus, Your Mother Should Know.
Oh, but that was intentional.
No, in those, like halfway through the songs, they switch and they go into that really bad stereo sound.
But that's what. And Why I'm the Walrus, I know that was intentional.
Right. No, I know it was intentional, but I want to see if this fixes that so it stays like the same stereo all the way through.
Right.
Ooh,
I see what you're saying.
So is Walrus part of this though? Because does this include Magical Mystery Tour?
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll notice it goes down to Sergeant Pepper, and then it does the mono volume 1 box, the mono volume 2 box, then Magical Mystery Tour in the White Album.
I got it. Yeah, you're right. There it is.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I listened to that, just a little snippet there from Day in the Life, and Lennon's vocal on that always mesmerizes me, but it sounds really sweet. But God, it sounds good.
Yeah. I know Richard Dolin loves it too.
Where is Richard?
I don't know. He's usually always he's always the first to arrive. So something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. Put out the bat signal. Richard Dolin, where are you?
No, right now he's just at the bank withdrawing $600.
Yeah.
I saw him last night talking to Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Richard's out front of his house with a lemonade stand, trying to raise money. Flaming pie.
Yeah, and then counting here. Okay, only 70,000 more to sell.
They're brutal.
Yeah.
He's working on it.
Oh, I hear some heavy duty vacuuming. I better take. This might be fun.
Okay,
It's
so
not me.
Boodle's on. That's great stuff. Yeah, fun. Okay. Well, gents, I'm gonna bow out here. I got some chores I gotta get to.
Okay.
Now, Paul, do chores mean download?
He's on his way to the bank to get the money out for the collector set.
I'm going to get my $600. Well,
850.
850. See, it was actually $849.99, but the 99 put it over the top for me. That was
Yeah,
but I'm cleaning up my room here, so I got to get to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys take care. Stay healthy.
Okay.
Again,
Take care.
Happy belated birthday.
yes.
All right. Thank you very much.
We'll talk later. Bye.
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 Bye. This thing.
Joe's taking a nap.
I just was getting a little bored. I was a little bored by Beatle talk, but it's like let's talk more talk.
He's gone.
Well, whatever you do, don't. I know that Richard's talk last night with Rachel, and I think it was just Rachel, that went into political, slight political detours. And
is it still up?
No,
I don't know if he saved it.
Because I at least it would be not just all one sided. It would be like half and half in two different ways. Which is good, refreshing.
It was more Rachel talking, I think, and then responding to people. I think Richard was just listening most of the time, right, Rachel?
No, it's only one sided.
Well, it was like Tom raised the question to me.
And then Tom came on. That's right. Tom was on.
Yeah, I never talk politics, especially on the vinyl community, because we're here for music and it's a unifier. Politics is, by definition, divisive. Into political right, political left. So generally, I avoid it at all costs. But Tom Handy was very upfront, and he just wanted to know my opinion about the American political scene as a Canadian. And so I answered as truthfully and as non-confrontationally as I possibly could. But having my druthers, I generally avoid it. There's other forums for that. Twitter, I recommend highly if you like having political. So I have an account on Twitter, and it's under a different name, and I can freewheel it there. A lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay. See, I
have my Twitter open. What's the name, Rachel?
For what? My name on Twitter?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you'll never hear. I'll never tell you. That's totally anonymous. I sit there and I watch and I have fun.
Oh, she doesn't want people to know it's her.
Correct.
That's right.
Do you have a friend that has a Twitter account that I can read?
Hey, Robert P., I'm there with you, as in Eileen Wright, as in right and wrong.
And Brian's to the right of Genghis Khan.
Yeah, it's Penny Lane signs got destroyed too. I think they cleaned them off though, the garbage off it. I think.
Eileen Wright, as in right from wrong.
And destroying things in the name of progress is wrong.
You see, I don't.
Right.
I'm not going to say. I'm not. Well, yeah, I'm not going to say where I lean. See, if he's saying he leans right, okay, that's fine. I don't lean right in politically, but I lean right as in right, between right and wrong.
I like leaning the way of bacon.
Here we go.
No. I don't want to talk about.
You live, you learn. Okay, what are you going to do?
I'll tell you.
Me.
I see on Facebook. I see families torn apart. I see friendships.
Oh, it's bad. It's bad.
Long-time friendships just torn apart, and we're talking to the point of, not just like F you and then hang up and then 3 days later you go
Right.
Hey dude, you want to go to the movies or whatever? No, we're talking F you and then never again. 20, 25-year friendships. Oh, good. I'm glad, Mike Mason, I'm glad you found those Simply Red. At least there's another person out there who likes Simply Red besides me. And besides the guys in Simply Red.
Yeah. I like the simple.
They're big fans of.
What was it?
Close the door, hon.
You need such.
Or I'll close mine.
What are my neighbors doing upstairs? This is such a small space, folks. There's not a lot of room to walk endlessly.
Are they dancing? Maybe they're learning to walk.
Just, stomping, squeaking, stomping, and nothing else. Just walking. And it's like, come on, sit down, read a book, go on the computer, watch television. You want to walk, go outside and take a walk.
Maybe they have somebody chained up there and they can only walk around in circles.
Maybe they're making applesauce.
Robert P.
Pork chops.
I'm so ashamed, Robert P. I'm going to kneel. I'm so ashamed.
After there was right and wrong, and only kneel for God, love all.
That's right there, Robert P. But yeah, I've got tons of I got stacks of CDs here, all ready to do my CD junkie videos with, and I just have not had the motivation to do it. And it might just be because I got to friggin' cut my hair.
Don't we all? Yeah.
My gosh, my hair's starting to look like Doc's.
Doc's got a lot of hair.
Hair is a problem these days.
Hey, we've all got hair here, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'm noticing.
Rachel needs more a haircut than anyone.
Yeah, hippie.
Yeah.
Guys, it's a bitch having hair, isn't it? That's one of my sayings.
Uh-oh. Brian's wishing he had some hair, I think.
Yeah, Brian, I can tell you, Brian, it's such a bitch having hair, man. Oh, you don't know how much difficult it is.
Hey, I showed those.
Especially when in the morning.
It just gets in the way. It just gets in the way.
Did you ever hear the Beatles quote, where somebody said to you guys ever have trouble with that long hair? And then John goes, it's more trouble having short hair, having to keep it short.
Well, yeah, when you saw the Beatles in the later years, it looks like John hardly ever brushed his hair.
Yeah, those yeah.
Is Robert saying that Murray Wilson of the Beach Boys' father has an LP? Is that what
I see. There is a Murray Wilson. Was it an album or was it EP or was I got Tennis Sinatra CDs? Okay, he does have the Murray Wilson. That's awesome.
Who's got the Fred Lennon?
What does he do? Surfing music?
What, the Fred Lennon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Freddie Lennon. I have the CD single of that.
Oh.
the A and B side, and then like two different mixes or two modern mixes of the A and B side. It's somewhere in this room.
Yeah, maybe the bootleggers will get a hold of it and we'll get a really good mono to stereo.
Yeah. No, yeah. Many moves of Murray Wilson, yeah.
I thought he only had one move. That was like to boss people around. Like, come on, you're not singing, you're not syncopating. Come on, let's. Did you make too much money last year? Come on, let's get it. Come on, Murray.
Mint LP for $20. That's not bad. Joe, do you have the Murray Wilson?
Not asking me. Is that me?
Yeah.
No.
You thought you had it.
Oh no, maybe that's Anne Murray. He has.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I have Anne Murray either.
Or Ann Wilson.
This is something you don't see every day. I just had to do this, but too bad Richard's not here. All right, I got both of these. I bought the CD today, CD single of "Birthday" by Paul, but also a cassette. Oh my! Oh really?
A cassette single.
You want me to blast Helter Skelter? I'll do it.
Actually, put the speakers up there and blast Revolution 9.
There you go.
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
24 hours a day.
Said he saw it on one of the
Okay.
Beatles.
Is Murray Wilson.
Oh, that's nice. He bought it for his birthday. Oh. So guess who's getting a present soon? Ooh. I don't think Beetle Brad's here.
That's awesome.
Beetle Brad was here earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to get his $600 out of the bank.
Yeah.
That's going to be the ongoing gag.
We've got a special guest on tap. We've got a special guest on tap. Ready? Hi, Richard.
Hello.
Well, it's about time, I must say.
Richard Dolin.
Hello. Hello, Joe. Hello, Adam. Hello, Rachel, my friend. How are you doing?
Hello, Richard. How are you?
Richard.
I'm all right.
What's going on today?
Not much.
Yeah, you're late.
How's it hanging?
Pretty well.
Good.
Hanging low.
You got your money.
You set me up for that one. You set me up for that one, didn't you, Joe?
Not me. I would never do that.
So now Richard can tell us about all his savings for Flaming Pie.
Yeah, now Richard. Yeah, have you been saving that $600 up? That's what we want to know.
Oh yeah, I've just been saving that 600 up. Yeah.
Flaming Pie.
There it is.
Flaming Pie.
For one of Paul's weakest albums.
Ooh.
Are you out of your mind? Do you really believe that?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my!
Controversy.
Yeah.
That's one of his all-time best albums. Come on, man. It's all subjective, of course, but I can't believe it.
It's not that great.
Oh, it's great.
It's right up there with Ringo's Rotogravure.
Oh.
Well, wait a minute, Stephen. I thought you stopped listening to Paul after 1979.
I stopped listening to Paul actually after I stopped totally listening to Paul after
that was
Back to the Egg.
1979.
But I do like McCartney too.
Yeah.
Well, if you like McCartney too, there's a lot of stuff after that I'm sure you'll like.
No, you see, I've heard all the albums, and they're like I could probably put together a really good compilation, maybe a 2 CD compilation of all the songs I like from the albums afterwards. But you see, thing is I'll never say they're bad, except maybe Press to Play.
They're not bad. I mean,
But,
none of his albums are.
Yeah, Press to Play is bad. Yeah.
No.
I never connected with them. That's the thing.
None of his albums are bad except Chaos and Creation.
Chaos and Creation's another good Paul album.
Oh God. That if you
don't forget, don't listen to you listen to Thriving Pain as well.
Good if you want to have a good cry or be depressed or bang your head against the wall. Yeah, it's a good album.
What's wrong with some
Mike-
depressing songs once in a while? You said you like John Lennon Plastic Ono Band. If that's not depressing, I don't know what is.
Mike Mason asked me what my favorite Simply Red song and album is. I could not answer that, but I will tell you, for some reason, God, what's that Bob Dylan song? Was it Absolutely 4th Street or
Positively 4th Street.
Yeah,
Yeah, I love
Positively 4th Street. I'll tell you, Simply Red do a great version of that song. They sort of change it into something else, but it's really awesome. But I mean, they're just a band that just, I know that, I mean, they've sold millions and millions of albums, but I know that Beatle fans usually don't like them.
See, my favorite song off Flaming Fire is songs we were singing in the world tonight. Young Boy, Calico Skies, and what's the other one? Beautiful Nights is great.
Well, you named more songs off of that album that are good than any good song off of Ringo the Fourth.
I think Ringo the Fourth gets a bad rap. I don't think it's a terrible album.
The song we were singing was good.
Yeah.
The song we
Me
were singing.
and Rachel were talking about this last night. I think it's an overrated album.
It's not worth the $600.
No.
Well, nothing is worth 600. Nothing is worth 600. unless Paul personally sits down. Unless Paul personally sits down and autographs it, it's not worth. Nothing's worth 600.
No, unless Paul personally comes to my house and plays the thing for me.
Yeah. and then he guitar and plays Flaming Pie in its entirety.
And then he rolls a doobie on the box for you.
Well, that would be cool. Yeah.
That would be. Yeah.
See, so that's $600. Okay, look at above Joe's head. And see the stuff that is on his shelf. And I'd say, see how there's the divider, the white divider that goes down the center. I bet you everything on that top left of that shelf, you could buy all of that for $600.
And I'd rather have
or you could buy or you could buy one, or maybe that whole entire row, $600. Which means that you can get a lot more for $600 than you could if you bought Flaming Poo.
Well, I wouldn't call it that. It's not.
No.
It's
up
not.
To $255. Up to $255, it's called Flaming Pie. At $600, it's called Flaming Poo.
Oh God.
I was hoping so much.
Just hope there's not a chaos. Just hope there's not a chaos box. Please, God, I hope there's never a chaos.
Mike Mason, I would never expect another release in 2020. But I would think that 2021 we get back to the egg in London Town.
We were supposed to get back to the egg in London Town last fall.
Yeah.
That was the one that was scheduled for last fall.
Back to the Egg archive would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, at least that's an album we agree on, Richard.
What are we getting for $600? Not a whole hell of a lot.
I'm buying groceries. Thank you.
Yeah.
What is it exactly that we're getting for $600? Tell everybody.
I don't even understand it, but Matthew Street did a good job in his video talking about it. When I did my video, I'll be honest with you, I didn't even understand.
Yeah.
It's really getting crazy. This is this super duper 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 duper. This is a collection, the collectors. I'm like, you know what? I just got home from work. I'm tired. I got to make a video. Let me just make a video. You know.
Yeah.
Throw a hat on.
Yeah. You get the 3 LPs, which you can just go buy for $59.99 if you really want them. You can spend $300.
There's another EP or something with it too.
Yeah.
And then lithographs. And
five pieces.
It gets crazy.
Ubu Jubu radio show or something.
Yeah.
Well, the Ubu Jube was included in the 259 one, isn't it?
Oh, it's 4 LPs. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I just read online for $600 you also get his son James. He comes with the box.
James kind of.
I wouldn't buy it if his daughter Mary was in it.
The only way I would buy it is if he was in it.
Now, what do you guys think of James McCartney? Everything I've seen of him, he has no personality whatsoever.
No, somebody says he looks uncomfortable. I read once he looks uncomfortable in anything he wears. I thought, that's true.
I was just gonna say, am I the only one that guy actually really creeps me out a little bit?
I don't know. He creeps me out. It's not nice to say, but I'm being honest. He does. I don't know. It's like the what's the word? Bizarro world. Paul McCartney. Yeah, it's like
Bizarro world. Like
everything that could be wrong with Paul.
Like in the Seinfeld, do you see the Seinfeld, the Bizarro Jerry? He's like the Bizarro Paul.
Yeah, he like it. He has the personality of Yoko, and I'm not really knocking Yoko, but there's
like unboxing occurring right now for Brian.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
It's being unboxed, and it comes with this little booklet with McQuigley. And then you open it up, and there's pictures of McQuigley. There you go. Macca McQuigley unboxing. It just happened. It's pretty exciting.
For $5.
I'm going to sell this to anybody interested for $600. And I'm going to make a deal. I'll make it Canadian, so it'll only be like $1.95 USD.
I'll sell this for $5.89. Supertramp, famous last words, for $589. And I'll throw in the first Roger Hodgson solo album.
Whoa,
Adam, you got anything you want thrown in the ring?
Oh, it looks like
the Three Stooges.
Doc has a speed.
Doc just upped the ante. I'm out.
Let's talk about Stooges.
I like
I'm interested in what Joe.
Stooge.
I'm interested in what Joe's going to. I'm interested in what Joe's going to offer for $600.
Oh.
Well, Richard, I got this. You missed this. I don't think you weren't here for this. For $600, I'm going to sell my. I just got it today. A CD single of Birthday. And now I have the cassette single and the CD single.
Yeah, I've seen you get I've seen the 45 edition. Oh,
a pillow.
Cavern pillow.
Cavern pillow. That might be something worth it.
I'll tell this.
Okay, what is that?
What else we throw in?
Just some John Lennon prints, some stereographs.
My personal copy of Press
Richard's autograph of Paul, $600.
My personal copy of Press to Play. I'll sell that for $600.
I think you should put your Paul autograph in there. Now we're talking.
Don't touch the camera, Richard. Leave it like that.
What did Paul sign for you, Richard? Was it yesterday and today?
Yeah. If I had my picture cover signed, that would.
Did he sign? Did he sign the Thriving Pain album?
He signed the Driving Rain CD, and he signed the poster.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's a promo poster because I've never seen that anywhere.
Richard
and Mike Mason, I'm a huge Elvis fan too.
Then I had a Make-A-Wish T-shirt that they gave me. He signed that, and he signed a Beatle T-shirt I
had. Mike Mason or Robert P. If you're still around, are you guys on Facebook? I don't think anyone else here is on Facebook, right?
No, I don't.
I mean, Joe Baird. Well, Richard is.
I'm on Facebook, but I don't really do much there.
Yeah.
Too busy seeing everybody. It's hard to see everybody's attachments to their, the political stuff.
Oh man, too much.
Too much.
Yeah, that's.
Don't mind, Joe. Walk, enjoy
That's-
yourself.
I think you unfollowed. I think you unfollowed. You unfollowed.
I learned to do this
Joe.
quickly. Scroll, or scroll. So anyway, guys, I got more writing to do tonight because I have like a side gig doing. I get paid for writing stuff, so I'm going to jump into that now. And no, it's
right about Paul.
I don't choose what I write about.
Oh.
Okay, Mike Mason, look me up on Facebook because I can tell you right now, I already know 375 different Mike Masons are on Facebook.
And differentiate.
So,
yeah, and there were a lot of Joe Mayos.
Really?
Well, no, you were under Mean Mister
Not
together.
Not anymore. I changed it to Joe Mayo.
Oh, did you? Okay. Okay.
I tried to find.
And then you unfriended me too.
Did I?
Oh.
Well, yeah,
me?
because we used to be friends on Facebook, or you accepted my friend, but I know that you weren't on that often. But you accepted it, and then one day I realized, well, you're not even there anymore. You probably blocked me.
No, are you on Stephen Schnee?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know any reason why I would deliberately block you.
Maybe because I posted about Flock of Seagulls.
Flock of Seagulls.
Flock of Seagulls.
I like it. I like their two songs. I got no problem with Space Age Love Song or Iran.
Okay, they have more than two songs.
I used to dance to Iran in the clubs.
I tried to find Rachel on Facebook. I can't find her, and
Tom
Hunyadi. I think that's on purpose.
Yeah, I don't think she wants people from the VC.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, because some people have to go into the woodwork.
Yeah, I know people who like to keep their video and their Facebook and their Pornhub accounts separate.
I'm an open book. What you see with me is what you get. I don't care. It's just.
Well, you can afford to be. You're in the right side of the accepted side, so you can be afforded.
Their hair points to the sky. Get it?
What? Hair points to the sky.
Hi, Tom.
That sounds like Daniel Amos to me.
Yes, it is.
There you go. Your hair, my hair points to the sky, the place I want to be. Daniel Amos, home permanent.
Daniel Amos is great. I got Daniel Amos, Shotgun Angel. Really good album.
I did a whole CD junkie video on the Daniel Amos. Okay, thanks, Mike. I did a whole CD junkie video on the Daniel Amos catalog.
Yeah, really good. Very interesting story. Got a lot of controversy in the early days with their label, and one of my hang on, I'll show you a personal hero.
Yeah. Oh,
Gary Taylor.
And he gets a lot of flack, but there's my guy.
Beyond the Wall of Sleep.
Yes.
That says Larry Norman.
Oh, yep, Larry Norman.
And there was a whole problem with Larry. You got to learn how to solo people. So, Doc, if you look at the window in the center of the circle, to the left corner is a little square. If you click that, it will solo people.
James Byers is here.
James Byers.
I'm probably gonna be going live later this evening. So if anybody wants to come to my chat later, you're more than welcome.
I'm gonna sell a lot of Paul McCartney stuff, Richard.
Yeah.
Now who's okay? So who's into Daniel Amos? Just Rachel or
who's that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never heard of it.
I only like the new wave stuff. I don't care anything about the Western sounds of Doc.
Here's a weird thing about that. I was the same exact way until those deluxe editions came out, and I fell in love with them. But are you a fan of the Horrendous Disc album? Right?
I don't know. I like the record that's got My Hair Points to the Sky, and I like the record that's got Beyond the Wall of Sleep.
Right.
I don't know.
They're Rachel's showing early Daniel Amos. Now it's great stuff.
Music.
Yeah, but it's not. It's closer to like James Taylor and stuff like that. It's closer to like singer-songwriter Americana. But one thing I want to show you is here it is. This is the legendary Horrendous Disc album. There's a couple songs on here that sound like they were straight off of an ELO demo, but this is like right in between. This is when now RecordKrate. Do you use your real name?
Yeah, Adam Kirk.
Okay, Adam. This is after the Western stuff, and it's as they're going into their new wave period. And this box, like Horrendous Disc, is an album that was caught up. You know, Rachel showed a picture of Larry Norman. Larry Norman's label owned Horrendous Disc. It was lost in legal stuff. When it finally came out on CD, it came out in like a 4 or 5 CD box set. Not just the album, but like all this unreleased material, and it's pure pop. So if anyone loves like Beatles influenced, ELO influenced pop, but just on a really cheap budget, definitely and Adam, as you know, Beyond the Wall of Sleep is very that whole album by Scott Taylor is very John Lennon influenced.
I think Rachel has them all.
How kind of you to think of me.
Oh,
she's showing Larry Norman stuff.
Wow.
Naked Larry.
Some days I look at you with eyes that shine.
I guess some people are getting bored here.
The worst song.
Daniel Amos is a band, yes.
The worst song on Flaming Pie.
That's beautiful. You're crazy. Some days is a song worthy of Revolver and Sgt. Pepper, the White Album.
Another sad. Woe is me. Oh,
it's not all sad. We don't need anybody else to tell us what's real.
Rachel, did you like that song?
Which one?
Some Days off Flaming Pie.
I don't think she likes the album.
It's okay. The album's just okay to me.
I agree with you on that.
I think it starts off very, very strong with the first 2 songs, and then it has a hard time getting the patented. This is the stuff Richard and I were talking about last night. It has a hard time finding the melody that quickly comes to your memory and rolls off your tongue, like such songs like Teddy Boy and Smile Away. So many songs, and these are deep cuts for McCartney that are so memorable and themselves. And I cannot bring to my mind when I look at Flaming Pie, I go, oh, the song we were singing. Yeah, I can do the melody on that. I can, it'll come quickly. And The World Tonight. Oh, that's a good song. I really like it. When Paul's strong, he's very, very strong. But when he's weak,
Daniel Amos.
Forgettable like anybody else.
Oh, okay, cool.
What do you got there?
I definitely disagree, Rachel, 1,000% on that one.
Well, yeah, but you're the mean Mr. Mayo. I'm just Rachy.
No, I'm not. No, because there's ones that I don't care for as much as others either. So it's not just everything goes and everything Paul does is great because I'm so-called, mean Mr.
Oh no,
Mayo.
I know you're not like that, Joe. I understand.
There they are. That's all Daniel Amos there.
You don't like Dragonfly, Joe.
Yeah, but you're somebody who's over there loving Driving Rain and hating A Day in the Life, so I don't really understand that at all. But everybody's entitled to their opinion, of course.
Even the
some days, Calico Skies has a melody. Some days has a melody.
Calico Skies is brilliant. I give you that. Calico Skies. Probably the best song on Flaming Pie.
It doesn't quickly come to mind for me, any of those songs. I'd have to hear the album, like I own it, obviously. So I'd have to hear it again before it would click with me. But like these other songs, like the stuff off Tug of War Ebony and Ivory, and gosh, a Ballroom Dancing. What a great tune that is! Holy smokes, that's a great song.
Steven, do you have any live DA New Wave?
What was that?
Do you have any live recordings of DA when they were doing New Wave?
No, because I'm not a big live fan. There are a few things like Live Bootleg came out. In fact, you can get them all on like if you go online, they sell a lot of stuff online, but just digital. No CDs.
I wish I had the original CD.
I will never live this down.
Well, you shouldn't say that out loud about A Day in the Life.
I will never live this down.
No, until
I die, or as long as I'm on YouTube, I will never live this down.
It's just like Joe says, everyone can have their opinion, but in my opinion, A Day in the Life is a freaking masterpiece, and it's one of the greatest songs the Beatles ever did.
I love you to death, Rachel, but I have to disagree with you.
I get the hair stands up on the back of my neck when I hear John's opening vocal to
everybody. Everybody.
Just chills.
It's beautiful. Creepy is not the word. Eerie is wonderful.
In my life, well, no pun intended, I've met tons of Beatle fans, tons of semi-Beatle fans, tons of people who don't care about the Beatles. But actually, in my life, I've only ever met one. Well, not really met, but I only know one person that doesn't like Day in the Life.
Right there.
I hope you mean Richard.
Yeah, he's sitting right here. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's okay. Like I don't like Pet Sounds. I hate Pet Sounds.
Well, me too. I don't like Pet Sounds.
But I acknowledge that I'm in a big minority though.
Yeah. There's 3 songs off Pet Sounds I like.
A big minority? I didn't say a big minority, a little minority. There's no big, tiny minority. I meant a minority.
I think that's what they call them minorities, because it's a small amount.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe Richard's getting. Okay, go ahead, Adam.
I gotta get ready for myself, so I'm gonna take off, guys. Hey, everybody. Hello, everybody.
I have to go too. I have to go too, guys.
Everybody's going. Oh.
All right, we'll see you guys later.
I just got here. I'm having a good time. Oh.
Well, you're 3 hours late.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know that.
And $600 shy.
Get you.
The next thing they're going to have is an expanded version of Day in the Life.
Oh.
I hope Tom Magnotti comes on.
What am I doing?
Oh, man. Oh, what a garbage song. That's one of the worst ballads he ever. It's garbage.
I'm sorry.
I could write a song like that.
Rachel, now it's just me. It's just me, you, Doc. It's just me, you, Doc, and Joe. Now we're probably going to get into our
James.
Our thing now. Oh, that's a brilliant song, Joe.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant.
The best you can't say anything good about it, but the best you can. It's a perfunctory ballad with Moon June Spoon lyrics.
I prefer.
What am I to do if I don't have you?
That, Robert.
I'll be sad and blue. Come on.
I like it better than My Love.
Well, that's a lot of people don't like My Love. I love it. It needs no defending. Okay. It was a number one. It's a classic. It doesn't need any defending. But doesn't mean everybody has to love it. I know people who do not like that at all. That song.
At all, like as in, that's the terriblest song I've ever heard, or worst song I've ever heard.
Let's talk about the Three Stooges. Woo! When I say woohoo, I don't mean Curly either. I just mean yippee.
No, I hope Tom does come on.
I just discovered somebody had put up one of the Stooges things backwards. And it was pretty interesting to see them running backwards.
Oh boy, really?
I thought it was, but they only put up 3 minutes.
Hey, look at James Byers. Look what he wrote. You see that? That's funny.
I don't mind A Day in the Life, but I don't. Was it? No,
not that. I'm talking about the one after that.
Oh, from a lover to a friend. From a lover to a friend is another brilliant song.
Well, he says his favorite part's just after it ends.
Oh, James, you disappoint me, man. I love you to death, but
I'm still standing.
It's disappointing.
Better than I ever did. Elton John, good song.
The electric. Oh, wait a minute. Now, Joe, I have now. Oh, now that I have that brings up. I have talked to you about your Elton list. That was I was disturbed by that list. I was disturbed by that list.
Ooh. Disturbed?
Yeah.
Disturbed.
Why there weren't enough like more obscure songs on it, I guess.
No, by the order. Oh, the order was horrible. Was terrible.
Oh, you don't like the song "Goodbye Yellow Brick Road" much, I guess.
No, I don't like the order you had any of this.
Benny and the Jets. Yeah, well, a lot of it's nostalgia.
Any of the songs. How do you put where did you put Honky Cat? How do you put Honky Cat in the? Where did you have that? Like,
I don't remember, but it was
no
in the middle, maybe.
That should be like in the top 5 or top 3.
Should be. There's no should be.
No.
Honky Cat is one of Elton John's best songs.
It's in my top 25 list out of hundreds of songs or whatever he has.
Yeah, but it's not nowhere near 5.
There you go. I mean, me and Doc are on the same page.
More.
No, I really like it, but I don't know where I have. Where did I have it? I don't remember.
Don't go breaking my heart. Don't go breaking my. Oh, don't go breaking my. Don't go breaking my heart.
I could do it on that one.
Don't Go Breaking My Heart was a big hit right along at the same time as Silly Love Songs, and Let 'Em In.
They were probably fighting each other for number 1. And for airplay too.
Yeah.
Ryan says Nikita didn't make it. Nah.
I'm not familiar with Nikita.
What's that? I
don't know. Nikita.
Yeah, I don't know it. Unless I heard it and recognized it, but I didn't know it.
Yeah, Nikita got a lot of airplay back in the day.
Uh-oh.
That's the video.
And I forgot Harmony. That's my biggest. Sometimes you make a video and you forgot something. I totally forgot the song Harmony, which I like. That would have been in my list for sure.
Really good
and I
song.
forgot it. So.
Do you know what I found was the song Harmony off of this album? It sounds a lot like a Paul McCartney intro to it all.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge Elton John fan, so it'll be too hard for me to make a 25 song video because I just love so many of his songs. What?
Wait till I do my Beatles top 25. That's going to be impossible. I don't think I can do one.
A day in the life, a day in the life.
No, I don't. Honestly, I don't know. Would that even be? It would have to be in my top 25, but I don't think it would be in my top. I don't know. It would be in my top 10. Probably.
Maybe probably under.
What's your number 1 Beatles song, Rachel?
Strawberry Fields Forever.
Well, that's a good choice.
Good choice.
Although I can't pick one actually, though. So it's hard. I don't play that game though. People say, "Oh, I can't decide." It's like I'll make it happen one day. I do have a choice, but then whenever save when I make the video.
When you said game, made me think. Have you ever heard of the Beatles game?
What's that?
That's when you have a bunch of people together, and you say, "Okay, you must sing a bit of a Beatles song, and then pass it on to the next person, and then they have to do one, and you keep going until either somebody can't come up with one or repeats, and then they're out."
Oh, I would win that. I would win that.
I understood there would be no math.
Yeah.
Well, we used to do that. So let's play the Beatles game, and everybody
Penny Lane is in my top 10.
Oh yeah, Penny Lane is amazing.
Beautiful song.
Driving Rain has 3 good songs. From Love You a Friend is not. Whoa.
The problem that I have, though, I think a lot of us have, is, favorites versus the best. and things that you're tired of, that you really like. You're like, Hey Jude would have to be in my top 5 or something, but I'm so sick of it. I can't imagine putting it in there anymore.
That is another thing. Like, Maybe I'm Amazed. I'm sick of Maybe I'm Amazed, only because that's one of the songs that I cover from Paul, and I've done it so many times. I've heard it so many times. So, I mean, yeah, I still love it, but I'm just so sick of it because I've heard it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, when I do this one day, I'm going to try to put that aside. I'm going to say, no, if you feel it's really great, it's the best, try to put away the fact. Remember when you first heard it, or the first times you heard it, like Eleanor Rigby. I really, when I first heard that, I was really like blown away by Eleanor Rigby. And I couldn't get enough of it, really, even though that's a sad song. But the thing is, now I've played to death for me,
I think what makes a difference for me is if you have a really good stereo system and you hear familiar songs and the sound is just so good. I just got an old 76. I'm buying up old albums I used to get in the 70s. Anyway, George Harrison's greatest hits. So I put the Beatles side, the first side of that album, the old George album, and it's all Beatles songs. Holy smokes, did that sound good on, I got a pretty good system here, and I was just blown away. And it's just a cheap little Canadian pressing that, was in the, $5 bin in 1976, and unbelievable sound. So good. And it was just all familiar songs. I see.
Hi, Robert.
Because I use my close and play.
Hi, Robert.
To watch my records. I just close the top and has a little needle on it and close and play.
Yeah.
I'm not serious, Again.
No, of course, I know. But
you guys remember them.
Find that if you have a good system, then the fatigue of the sound isn't as pronounced. Kind of like the same thing with CD fatigue, because it's so digital. People can fatigue on the sound of it more than they do with the warmer sound of vinyl.
See, I love like Beatles songs. Hey
guys, I'll be right back.
Like You Can't Do That, or Not a Second Time, things like that. I love Don't Bother Me, but like when I put them in my top 10, I don't know.
You come on over, Mike. We'll have fun.
Yeah.
Drinking my drink. Sorry about the noise.
Yeah, you've been kind of slowly working on that pop there, so I think you'll be okay.
It was just a little bit left.
Yeah, so you done.
I should be getting ready for dinner, but I haven't been out there for my better half for a while. But we went out earlier and went out in the air. So anyway,
I'm getting hungry myself. It's 6:30. I'm here, so
yeah, 6:30. I got.
But I hate to say goodbye, because then Richard goes, "Hey, where'd everybody go?" So it'd be kind of mean to shut down right on Richard. What's
some of those songs that you're supposed to love but can't stand? You mean? See, that the problem is I can't always come up with them when I'm going up on demand. The too bad, or request, I should say. So I know there are a lot of them. Not just Beatles stuff, but anybody. I'm trying to think like.
Lay Down Sally from Eric Clapton is not a favorite of mine.
I like it.
Yeah,
cocaine I enjoy, but not the actual drug. But the song.
I can't stand Paradise by the Dashboard Lights. How's that one? That's what
yeah.
You don't like the baseball stuff in the middle?
I hate that nonsense. That interruption, and like Meatloaf being so. I know it's not to take it that literally, being so fussy. Well, let me sleep on it. Let me think. Come on.
The one
God's gift to women. You'll take what you can get.
What's it gonna be, boy? What's it gonna be, boy? And then all of a sudden, now I'm wishing for the end of the world.
And I used to really hate. Won't Get Fooled Again. Really, I used to really hate that song. I like it now, though. All right.
I like that song. Whitney Houston.
Born to Run, I hate.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah, Born to Run.
I like Born to Run. That's a good song. Oh, and I love the one.
Leslie Gore. Leslie Gore's good.
Oh, Leslie Gore, yeah.
Yeah, nothing wrong with Leslie Gore.
Left his wife in Baltimore. Jack went out for a ride and he never came back. I love that thing. What's the name of that?
Hungry Heart.
Hungry Heart. Everybody's got a Hungry Heart. What a great song. And
that's probably my favorite Springsteen song.
Yeah,
I don't like
it always
Springsteen.
reminds me sadly of John's passing because that was blasting the airwaves when John was murdered. So
did you hear him? You hear him mention that in one of his last interviews as a song that he liked?
No.
Yeah, he mentioned that song. Yeah.
Wow, it was playing on the radio. And when Bruce Springsteen the next day after John was killed was doing a concert, and he went out and addressed the audience and dedicated a song to John. But it was because Bruce was touring that song, or touring, I guess, as my American friends would say.
Yeah, really. Everybody else?
I don't like Bohemian Rhapsody. You know that, right? I can't stand that. No, it's not. I can't stand it. I could stand it. It's just not one of my favorites.
In 1974, when that thing first came on, Midnight Special or something, the show started saying we've got a special appearance by Queen at the end of the show, and it was filmed in Bohemian Rhapsody. So we went through the whole night, waiting for the end of the show. And that was the world premiere of Bohemian. I remember watching because I watched Don Koishnes in concert, and then I watched the Midnight Special with the Wolfman Jack, right?
Yeah,
great stuff in the 70s. I was like teenager. I was primed for all of it.
Yeah, that's good.
Wow. Well, kids, I don't know where Richard got to, but there he is. But Richard, you actually came too late. I'm on going on 3 hours again.
Yeah, he's got to get that money ready for that collector's edition.
Joe, thank you.
$850 Canadian.
I'm sure everybody's butt is sore. I'm hungry. I'm sure everyone else.
Yeah, I have to eat dinner soon anyway. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody too. So
let's bye for now, guys.
Exactly. It has been fun.
It has been fun. Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Peace and love.